What's going on, everybody? This is Folks and Gentlemen. We're your hosts, Roy Gravis, Bucky Pender, back at the producer's desk at News Central, the good brother himself, John Marble.
Hey, guys.
Hola, Juan.
Hola, Juan.
I had to take a break. That little,
Yeah, I got you, didn't you?
yeah, it's a sinus drainage shit. It's
Yeah?
that time of year. You know
yeah.
how it is.
Go ahead, get it all out now.
It's all out. I got you.
Get it out.
On today's episode of Watching Three Spiders Kill a Mosquito Hawk.
Eat it.
Ate it.
I swear, if that thing comes jumping out of that wood,
They're all dead.
I give it a 10.
everybody
All dead.
that is watching and that watches after we're done is going to see me scream like a little bitch. And I will delete the video footage.
Oh, please don't. I think that would be funny. That would be ridiculously funny. Too funny indeed. So I guess work weeks have been work weeks.
Absolutely.
Yes. It's that time of the year, you know, being in the boating business.
I've never been in the boating business.
Don't even.
I live vicariously through you in the boating business.
10 out of 10, don't recommend.
10 out of 10, don't recommend. I love it. Oh, fan-fucking-tastic. I love it.
Let's
Almost
ate them off.
Almost ate them off. Fantastic. So we're going to get right down to brass tacks this week.
Diving in.
Diving in head
Smoke of
first.
the week.
Smoke of the week.
Smoke of the week.
J.C. Newman's Diamond Crown Maximus is what this little darling is.
Are you not entertained?
I know, or you're not entertained. It is a Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper with a Dominican binder and filler. This particular one was a 93 rated cigar, a rich sweet cigar with plenty of cedar on the palate and finished with notes of espresso beans. So you're supposed to get wood and coffee off of this. Supposed to.
Sounds like a good morning to me.
Yeah, buddy.
Sophomore humor at its finest, ladies and gentlemen.
Duh.
I know. That's kind of what we do.
I mean, would you expect anything less? Oh, thank you, sir.
Well, I had 2 of them. I didn't have 3, sorry.
It's okay.
Would you like to smoke?
No,
this
I'm
one?
fine.
Okay.
I didn't have 3. Because
I don't know
I'll
what
be
we
out.
got here.
Oh, I thought mine just cracked in half, and I was fixing to get pissed.
I'm just going to reach in the box.
That's fine. Reach in the box. What are you looking for, V?
I was hoping for a V, but okay. Where's the other one? We have a silver one somewhere.
It's actually inside.
Excuse me.
So yeah, it's actually inside the house at the moment. Oh, that's a good one. There you are, sir.
Spank you.
Thank you very much.
Everybody stare at my outfit.
Fantastic. Ooh, good lord.
So, I got a question.
Sure. I got a question. Question back here in the back.
Would it be ridiculous to ask our fans to watch The Gentleman's Nap Time and we just take a nap for an hour and a half?
No.
All right, quick question on that. Will there be lullabies playing?
No.
There's got to be some kind of music in the background.
No naps, no lullabies. If you're scared, go to church.
Oh, I'm not scared. I'm just exhausted at this point.
I am too.
It's been a hell of a week, and I got 3 more ahead of me.
And this Ventura lighter sucks. Sorry, Longhorn. You need to let me pick out your lighters. And all your other cigar needs, too. But that's another thing. Oh, let me get this thing lit. Come here, lit. Ugh. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Oh, yeah. The hyper. So I get their cedar thing, okay? I give them that. The draw,
Not bad.
it's not as good as last week's draw. I will say that. It's not as good as last week's. Last week we did the El Baton.
El Baton. Mm-hmm. So is this and I guess they're not really the same, but would this be considered a step up? I mean,
think
just
it would
based
be
off the name, it sounds way fancier.
I think it would be I think they do classify this as a step up because they also classify it as imported and handmade. So not machine rolled, but who knows?
Ryan, you always look good, buddy.
He talking about us looking good or he
Oh,
looking good?
yeah, him. I'm sure us, but you know,
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
Ron always looks good. so.
I like the fact that it's real dark.
Okay.
Like you can taste. I know tasting dark is kind of a weird thing to say, but I love the fact that you can taste the dark. The wrapper itself is not real. It's kind of oily, but not like super oily.
I'm still working on my cigar palate.
Once you get it lit, the draw is actually not bad. Once you get it lit.
Seems to be burning pretty evenly.
Yeah, it's got a good white ash, good even burn. Good even burn. I didn't go too deep with my V-cut, but the thing I like about it, so you can tell how the draw is, because look at the end
Yeah,
of it.
it's still smoking.
Yep, it's a good draw. It's a good, fantastic draw. You got any thoughts over there? I know you got a bunch of thoughts, but I mean, you got any that you want to share with the rest of the class? Okay.
No?
Got to remind to tell you something after the show.
Oh, after the show? We can't,
So I've
we can't talk
realized-
about it during the show?
I mean, I guess you can. Hey, you remember that time that we had a conversation about you not using green on a green screen?
What's
Yeah.
wrong with it?
You see, blow that smoke.
Hang on. We're having to wait for the delay.
I think it looks pretty cool.
I do too.
If you like it, then that's fine. But
You know what? The hell with them. Feed them fish heads.
Okay.
I ain't worried about it.
all right,
Yes.
I wasn't thinking about it, okay?
Well, it's fine.
And I wanted something different last week.
Me. Fantastic.
I think it looks beautiful. I just, you know,
Okay.
It's different. Well, I'm sure we'll change it up at some point. There's something coming up. I mean, maybe we can do like the Oval Office or some
He's
crap.
got-
I don't know.
you got good parents.
He got good parents.
Why would we do the Oval Office?
I don't know. I mean,
No idea.
hey.
If we're gonna do that, then you got to smoke.
Hey,
a,
Jeremy Smith said, what's up?
What up, buddy? You got to smoke like one of them big,
Yeah, the,
Theodore Roosevelt cigars or whatever,
The Churchill?
or the Churchill. Yeah.
I've got a couple. I still got that big honking Magic Toast.
Yeah.
There's two Mighty Mighties from Brick House. That
Magic Toast made a Churchill?
made a big. He got it for me for my birthday. It's
Really?
a big honking son of a gun.
That's cool.
Not to pull that out at some point.
Yeah.
That thing is delicious.
I wouldn't want to smoke it. I just
Which I
wanna look
use
at
that
it.
in a post, by the way.
I saw that.
Did you see
Yeah, I
it?
saw it.
I'm trying to sell merch.
Mayor John.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nope, we're not going there.
We're not going there on
Not
this.
going
This
there.
is not a political episode.
Thank
nor
you.
a political show.
Thank you, though,
Bar
Dana.
rules.
Thank you, though, Dana.
Yeah.
Bar rules.
Bar rules. No
Me-
politics and no religion.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I thought we were on the same. I thought you were going to do something different. But anyway,
Nope. So
I like it. I like the El Baton slightly better. Slightly. But I mean, it's a good one. It's really good. Like I said, the draw, once you get it lit and started, draw's pretty good. So,
It looks pretty. It looks like one of those cigars that the Godfather would pull out of his case.
you ought
Yeah.
to see the band though. The
Yeah.
band's where it's at. The artwork on the band,
Yeah.
and the next level
but
good.
it kind of has that look of whenever you think about a cigar, like it looks like
Yes,
a cigar.
this is your prototypical
I just-
Dalmore cigar malt. Interesting.
What?
I'm cigar tarded. Okay.
What's a
Well,
good beginner?
Ask him the tasting notes on the.
So okay. So we'll address this right now. So does Jeremy Smith's palate like a darker, earthier cigar, or does it like a lighter, milder cigar? That's the first question you ask everybody. Do you like mild,
Right.
or do you like dark?
Yeah.
So if he can answer that question, then I can steer him in the right direction. I know where I normally steer everybody. All cigars are pretty. When
That
they're
is true. That is
yes,
true. I agree with that.
I do agree with that too. They are very pretty. Very,
I just-
pretty. I got some stuff in the
So-
humidor there. Bucky saw a little foreshadowing the other day. I got some
Yes.
stuff coming up that's,
Pretty sweet.
yes, we got
So,
some pretty good stuff. We got some swag.
We talk about sophomoric humor, and I'm going to
Yes.
say this, and I'm going to regret saying it as immediately.
No, you're not.
But it looks cool because it almost looks veiny,
It's classy.
because you can see like the leaves and how they're they all stick together.
I'm so glad. Okay. Zero idea. Like I said, cigar special. So I would say.
Point him in the right direction.
So
Somewhere.
I would say start out with something light to start with, just to see what your palate's going to do with it. Start out with a Connecticut, Rocky Patel makes a good Connecticut. Brick House makes a good Connecticut that's super affordable. Who else? Alec Bradley makes a Connecticut. A lot of people make Connecticut. Camacho makes a Connecticut. Theirs is pretty good. I would start with a Connecticut first.
So, Jeremy, I'm going to tell you this. I'm kind of like you. I enjoy cigars, but I'm kind of a beginner when it comes to cigars. But I will tell you this. What Roy just said, he steered me the right way. The Brick House Connecticut was really
Perdomo
good.
Champagne's a good
when I
Connecticut
first
to go
started.
with, too.
Yeah, that's a good
Ryan's
one.
100% right on that one. The Perdomo Champagne is a good Connecticut. I would start there, and if you kind of get into the Connecticut and you think, oh, I want something earthy or something darker, then go up to like probably a Habano wrapper.
Yeah.
After that, you can go Maduro, or you can jump from. The good thing about cigars, you can jump around a lot. You can go from Connecticut all the way to Maduro and then back to Habano. You can do like this crisscross applesauce type shit.
Yeah, because and for somebody that is
Give Roy a hand for that. That's awesome explanation.
for somebody that's a little on the cigar special side, like Jeremy.
There's no such thing.
I
First
will
of all, there's no
say-
such thing as cigar special.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know half of what he just said as far as whenever I walk into the humidor, I look for what I think it looks good. It looks cool.
Right.
And I try to listen to the things that you say. So whenever I see, if it says, I don't know, whatever, just anything, Nicaraguan or Connecticut or whatever, I kind of have an idea. But I'm going to tell you, Jeremy, I just walk into a humidor and grab something.
So let me tell you this. What do you call the Sweet Jane and the Fat Bottom Betty and all that? There's a name for them. The Four Sisters, is it?
The Four Yummy Bitches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason I like those so much is because a lot of people don't know this, but my wife is Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do celebrate Dia de los Muertos, and so the Sugar Skull is a big part of that holiday.
And it's all part of that band, too.
Right.
That whole band.
And so when I first walked into a humidor the first time, I seen that Sugar Skull, and I related myself
So
to
I'm
it.
going to drop a little bit of knowledge on you real quick. Black Label Trading
Okay.
is releasing the Santa Muerta into their core lineup.
Sweet.
So you can look for that one. That's a cool band,
I'm
by
gonna
the way,
have to
too.
check that out.
Santa Muerta's a good one. Last Rites is a good one. I did Last Rites when we opened this studio and closed down Studio in the Pines.
I remember that.
So,
But
yeah.
it just kind of, I guess we can kind of close out on this because as a beginner, it's going to surprise you what you gravitate toward once you start trying
Right.
things. I had multiple people tell me the first time I smoked a Kentucky Fire Cured, be careful because it's a punch in the face of smoke and dark and all of this stuff. And I was a little nervous because I lean sweeter on the palate with bourbons and whiskeys, but in all honesty, it's become one of my favorites.
Right.
And it's weird how it's so contradicting to what I find on most of the
Well, I
whiskeys
mean, there's
we
a
do.
lot of people like contradicting. So, like, one of my kind of closet favorite cigars is the Filthy Hooligan, only because it's a Maduro and a Candela barber pole.
Okay.
So it kind of gives you that grassy, but it also
Yeah.
gives you that deep earth as well. Kind of like the Swamp Thing did for you.
Mm-hmm.
The Filthy Hooligan's kind of the same way, and you could normally only find those around St. Patrick's Day, so they're kind of available right now. But there's a bunch of different reference points. My buddy Mike at CigarHustler.com, he's out of Florida. He can ship just about anything anywhere. So, a matter of fact, tag them in the post on this while I'm thinking about it. 'Cause they've got stuff. I mean, they sent us some stuff that we're going to review.
Yes.
They sent us hats. Luckily, I didn't have mine on because I didn't know how the red would look up against this background. So,
This one right here?
yes, Cigar Hustler. That dude is phenomenal. Like, I literally... So, the reason Mike and I kind of got together, I'll give y'all a little behind-the-curtain thing. So, I actually emailed Skip from Rummelcraft. Rummelcraft's based out of Austin. Hey, I have a hard time finding some of your stuff. Is there anything you could do? And he's like, contact this guy. And he gave me Mike's email. So I sent Mike an email, hey, this is kind of what we do. What do you recommend? And he's like, bro, I'm just going to send you some stuff and go nuts with it. And that's literally what the man did. So
That's what's up.
the man sent me literally the equivalent. I showed it to Bucky the other day. It's equivalent to a box of cigars.
Yeah.
That's
About
awesome.
25
Literally a whole
cigars.
cigar
Sweet.
box.
So we got a lot of reviews coming up.
And that's-
CigarHustler.com is going to get a lot of shout outs and plugs. And
But
And there you go. There's that family again.
Yes, it
Yeah.
goes back to the community. It really does.
Before you dive too far into Cigar Hustler, let's give JC Newman.
Oh,
their-
for sure, yeah.
their
I mean,
due.
and you can get their stuff through Mike as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. Like his website's pretty legit.
Sweet.
So, but yeah, JC Newman for sure is making it. I do want to touch on a little bit of news that I don't know how I feel about. Bucky and I had this call the other day.
Yep.
So STG, which is Scandinavian Tobacco Group, just recently bought Alec Bradley.
Oh.
Yeah. So they
Sell out or smart?
I hope it's the same thing as Diageo buying out Balcones. And I
Right,
told you
it's-
this on the phone.
Yeah.
I hope it's the same thing because, and the only reason I'm mentioning it, not to take anything away from JC Newman or CigarHustler.com, but it's the fact that it's a big deal
Well, yeah,
because
it's-
Scandinavian Tobacco owns Punch, Oye de Monterey, CAO's on there. There's a couple other ones. I'll have to pull up the thing that I shot because I took a screenshot of the article and it has the price in it. So I can tell you the price that they were actually purchased for, which was
And
shout
what
out
did
to
you
the
say?
Bradleys for sure because they kind of,
Alec Bradley has what did you say? 30 employees or something?
yeah, they're a small thing. They have like 30 employees. They're based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So just to recap a little bit, Macanudo CAO, Gloria Cubana, the non-Cuban Cojubas, Punch, and Oye de Monterey are all some of the brands that Scandinavian Tobacco Group owns.
Very nice.
So I'm hoping that, yeah, they do change hands a lot. Ryan is correct on that. I mean, you'll see people bounce around all over the place, but Scandinavian's one of the bigger ones out there. I mean, and their parent company is a company called General Cigar. You and I talked about that. But the thing that blew me away, okay, so Alec Bradley last year logged 10 million sticks
That's a lot.
in a year. That's how many sticks they sold.
That seems like a lot to me.
It seems like a lot of cigars.
know.
The selling price is what blew me away. $72.5 million is what Scandinavian Tobacco Group paid for Alec Bradley. So
Very
shout
nice.
out to the Bradleys. They did it big. I love it. I love their product.
Hopefully
We've
good things
talked
come
about
out of it.
Yes, I hope it's a distribution thing more or less than hey, we're going to change what they're doing.
Distribution, a little bit more backing financially, all the good things, all the positive
Yep.
things.
And like we said last week, at the El Baton, get the new one, the revamped one, which
Yeah.
we had last week. It's good smoke. You'd have liked it. It was a good one. And this one's a good one too for their
So for me,
Diamond Crown Maximus.
this one, and you can see, I continue to smoke it, but it's got more of a bitter flavor to it for me.
It's got the bittersweet coca that I kind of like
Yeah.
in them. I like the bitters. I don't like necessarily sweet stuff. The bittersweet stuff is kind of my wheelhouse.
It's darker on the palate than maybe or heavier or something. There's something there that maybe I would lean against.
Yes. Yes, they did.
But, oh,
They bought everything. Total Assets
right.
was the actual acquisition. It was Total Assets. It was tobacco. It was tobaccos. It was people, inventory. Yes, the inventory is that's the most valuable
Oh, I'm
part of
sure. I
it.
can imagine.
Because everybody pretty much has the same, especially if they're machine rolled. They pretty much have the same equipment, regardless of where you go to. So, good move for Alec Bradley. Like I said, I like it. It's a good move. I hope they don't tweak a whole lot of stuff.
No, I wouldn't
For
think
God's
so.
sake, Scandinavian Tobacco Group, if you're listening to this, do not fuck with my Magic Toast.
That's the first one.
Yes, I will come get you over that one.
They're immediately going to change it.
They probably are. They're probably gonna be like, "Oh, that fat guy with
Yeah.
the Go Hawk said
He
it."
said
so
something? All right.
yeah, we're gonna change.
We're going
that
to
one.
revamp it completely. It's not even going to be the same thing.
Talking about revamps, though, we got something on the table this week that's a little. It's a little different. It's a little new.
What'd you say?
What?
A Go Hawk?
Yeah, Go Hawk.
It's Go Hawk.
That's
That's what we
this thing is. That's what we affectionately call it.
Why is it?
Because you
why
have
is it-
Because it's a
you have
goatee mohawk.
here, but he's got a Go Hawk.
It's a Go Hawk.
Here.
And we spelled it GAUX just for you, buddy.
Yay!
He's like, what?
What?
He almost looked at me the same time when I said the word mouthgasm
Yeah.
for the first time. He's like,
Right? Huh?
huh? But
Yeah, that's the Go Hawk.
I'm trying. My fantasy dream, just to kind of give y'all a little foreshadowing. If I can build a relationship with Robert Caldwell, I want Robert Caldwell to let me work with him on a cigar and call it the Go Hawk
The Go
Gangster.
Hawk. The Go
I
Hawk
have a
Gangster.
picture and everything. I'm ready to go with it.
Ready to roll.
Whole label. Back to what I was saying though.
Yeah.
So we got something a little different. Last week, if you remember, we did Good Times.
Yeah.
We had two different expressions from them: the cigar finish and the toasted Madagascar vanilla caramel.
That's the longest name ever.
Yes, longest name ever.
Both delicious. by
Both
the way.
were good. Both were good. This week's a little step more towards the traditional. We're kind of transitioning. This is
a big up and coming.
Yes, it is.
State for
Yes.
whiskey.
The things they're doing out in Colorado.
Whoa.
Excuse me. Colorado right now are kind of good. So this is 10th Mountain, which is out of Vail, Colorado.
Yes.
Let's see what I got here. Yes. So 10th Mountain. I'll just read what it says on the bottle. 10th Mountain Bourbon embodies the same characteristics of the 10th Mountain Soldiers. Confident yet humble, adventurous yet grounded, bold yet modest. To the soldiers and to all that enjoy the mountain lifestyle, we salute. So this is aged, I'm assuming this is a 1 that they wrote on this bottle. It is a 92 proof. So it is a bourbon, according to what it says. I reached out to Ryan at 10th Mountain. We had a conversation. He said, "Hey, let me send you a bottle." I said, "Hey, fantastic. Send me a
I'm
bottle."
excited. I want to
So he sent me
try
a
it.
bottle. I want to try it too. I've kind of
Because
been.
I've had a couple good things out of Colorado. I'm excited about what Colorado's doing.
Yeah, John's pulling up a thing I was actually going to mention. 2021 Rack House. Sorry. Rack House. Oh, shut up. Do I really not have a pocket knife today?
What?
Oh, shit, I know. Mr. PDC's all kind of screwing up right now.
So
there it is.
you said it's kind of the flip side of what we did last week, and it really is, because last week we had what we assume, and it wasn't disclosed, was squib juice,
Yes,
MGP.
MGP.
10th Mountain is actually distilling.
They're doing their own stuff.
Yeah, they're distilling.
They're doing
and
the whole nine.
Doing the whole deal. I don't know the
Oh, go ahead. I can wait.
I don't know the exact mash bill, but I do know it is 75% corn.
Yes. Not bad.
Not bad. It was like a little peck on the cheek.
Small this week, I think.
Okay.
Fa la 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 la.
Not that time of the year.
No, not yet. Oh, I mean. Yeah.
So, 10th Mountain was founded in 2013.
Yes. So they've been around 10 years.
So, the original
out to
founders are Christian Avignon and Ryan Thompson.
Okay.
Avignon has...
Ryan, I think, is who I've actually been emailing back and forth.
Really?
with. I think so.
Interesting.
When you said Ryan Thompson, I was like, I think it's his last name, maybe.
Avignon has since left the company.
Okay.
But Ryan, obviously, is still going.
Obviously still there.
And they are big into the military scene.
Baby Pop. Yes, it was a baby.
Yes.
Hey, he's,
Like I said-
he's here. I love it when Clint's here.
Hey,
It's fantastic.
it's the Turkey Dusty Buddy.
Was it his picture with all the turkeys on it? Okay. I saw a bunch of turkeys and I was like, gobble, gobble.
I'm telling you,
There were
man.
a lot of turkeys in that picture. But continue, please, by all means, whatever you were saying.
No, so they're really big into the military
Yes.
helping.
Because we even said, like, literally
Yeah.
it says on the back of this bottle, and I'll read it for everybody at home. Let me hold up. It's hell to get old. 10thwhiskey.com proudly supports VailVeteransProgram.org and WoundedWarriorProject.org.
Yes.
So shout out to both of
It's
those.
named after the 10th Mountain Division.
Yes.
Which is what is now Vail, Colorado,
Yes,
as you
Vail,
previously
Colorado.
mentioned. It was actually Avignon's grandfather, according to the story, that was a part of the military. He was a part of that 10th Mountain Division. And it's actually believed that most of the soldiers that were able to come back home just went ahead and moved into that area
Yes.
anyway, and they all started like ski resorts together and all this other stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. You always got to respect and appreciate the people that are doing more for the military than they
sure.
need to, because
Yeah.
like Thompson wasn't anything with the military from what I understand.
Right, he was
but
not.
he's continuing that tradition, and he still stands behind, provides aid and support, and does all the community things.
Yeah, they're doing a good job out there in Vail. I'll give them that. And Vail's a pretty fun ski town too, from what I've been told. I've
Yeah.
never been to Vail, but
Right.
pretty fun ski town. So you got any notes up knocking stuff around?
No. So I don't
Pretty
have,
good on the nose.
I
It
don't have
kind of
anything
it
on this
reminds me of something. Like the nose reminds me. Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know, but it smells familiar to me. I like it. It smells familiar. Okay. Good coloration.
It's gonna confuse me on the nose. What? Say it, John.
Cinnamon.
Nothing. I just remembered my joke for the day.
Oh God. Let's hear it.
Go ahead.
Why are chickens funny?
Why?
Because. Coming in hot. Okay, we have somebody from 10th Mountain. Hey, we
What's
tuned
going on,
in.
Connor?
Look at these guys. I love it. I sent Ryan a text message pre-show. I'm like, hey, we're starting the show in like 15 minutes.
Hey,
So-
hey.
Hey, what?
He said boo to my joke.
Well, it was kind of a dad joke.
Ooh. Okay.
I like it on the taste. It's got to me, it's like cinnamon toffee. Like you get that pepper from a cinnamon, but you get like the toffee. It's not really like a caramel to me.
Yeah.
And I may be wrong. Like I said, by all means, if any of the guys from 10th Mountain want to
Woody.
chime in with notes or whatever.
Woody.
Oh,
Apple.
it's Ryan. So
He's on
Ryan's
Connor's
on
Facebook.
Connor's Facebook feed. So Ryan
Oh,
Thompson.
what's going on,
Ryan
Ryan?
Thompson is actually in the house on this one.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, we're glad you tuned in, buddy.
Y'all making a really good product.
That is so. I get a woody, apple, caramel on the nose.
Like the candied apples, like you get it like Halloween.
Maybe.
So would it be like something that would be good
Slight
to drink
ethanol.
around a nice fire? Like, because
Yeah.
you're saying caramel apple, woody, you know, like.
So I'm gonna answer Ryan's question. I'm not 100% sure if this is available in Texas or not. 'Cause I don't think they've made it that
I've never
far
seen
yet.
it.
I haven't seen it neither. Ryan Thompson is more than welcome to answer that question if it's available in Texas. I don't want him to disclose anything if they're in the works on something, but
I like the mouthfeel.
it's got a good mouthfeel
It's
on it.
oily more
Yeah.
so than like thick.
Okay.
Brown sugar, maybe a little bit of cinnamon red hot.
Are you telling me I could bake a pie with it?
Definitely.
Yes.
Make a
Pretty good.
badass apple pie.
Yes.
So would you like a?
Sure. Why not?
I got you. I got a Glen right here, actually, with your name on it. Let him use the new one.
Does it have my name on it?
No, it's this Good Times Bourbon. It's what we got last week.
Yeah.
Good Times actually sent
You're
us a
gonna-
Glencairn and that was etched. You're
Direct.
gonna
Okay, so
be the
Ryan,
first one
Ryan
to
chimed
drink
in.
out of it. Okay.
Direct to consumer from our website, which is
10thwhiskey.com, I think is what I said.
along with available in Lubbock, Abilene, San Angelo areas.
Okay, so they're working their way into Texas.
10th Mountain. So it is 10thwhiskey.com. So
Uh-huh.
the number 10 THWHISKEY.com.
Nice.
Let's
So that-
see.
Say that one more time.
10thwhiskey.com.
.com. Yeah, 10thwhiskey.com. So yeah, so they're working their way this way in
There we
Texas. I can say that if they're,
Now you
if
can
they're
go
in
to the
those
website.
areas, if they're in Lubbock, Abilene, and San Angelo, it's just a matter of time before they get here.
Hey, they got some bourbon maple syrup, honey,
Can
barrel
you guys
aged honey.
do? Hang on a second.
Absolutely, they can.
Can we do live?
I don't know if you're going to be able to see this.
You want to answer his question on can we do live videos?
I don't know if you're going to be able to see this.
What is that?
What does it say?
It is a onesie that says "Drinking Buddy."
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome. What was it? I'm sorry.
It says, can you guys do live video?
Like
We
join
should,
in.
Yeah, we should be able to collab.
If you want to join in, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll figure
We'll
it
have
out
to
somehow.
send you the link.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know how we would. I have him
I'm
in
on
text
Facebook.
message. So.
if that's man, I'm telling you.
I know,
So
right?
I've been doing this whole mix shit up.
Yeah, mix shit up, yeah.
I'm gonna extend it past February because I did
Good,
take
'cause I wanna get
2
involved
weeks
in
off,
some of
and
your-
I'd love for you to get involved.
I want to
so
get,
a plan
I wanna get involved in some of your mixed stuff up.
a plan I have because I enjoy.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to send it to him.
Yeah, I don't have a. Oh, I do have his email. Hang on a second.
But
I'll send it to you in a text. Actually, it's
So-
gonna take me a second to pull it up though.
because
But I do have his email somewhere.
it'd probably be easier to send it an email so he can click it on a computer
Okay, I can do that too. Somebody
or on his
give-
phone. I don't really know. I don't know if Ryan, if you're on your phone or a computer, but so anyways, what I was saying is one thing I want to do because I love whiskeys coming out of both of these states is a Texarado.
Okay.
I want to do a Texas and a Colorado.
Okay.
And I've got a couple of each, and I want to try to mix them up a little bit and see what comes out of it. Because I think they're both doing great things in both states. Obviously, we live in Texas. We love
the 10th one.
Texas whiskeys. But
Okay, yeah.
look,
so
so look, he just said
Yeah,
send
Ryan.
a link. No, it says Brian.
it said Ryan at 10th
No.
Whiskey. Did it say Brian?
Yeah.
Because I have Ryan at 10thwhiskey.com on my email, but yeah, we're doing a bunch of stuff on the fly here. I don't know if it said Brian or Ryan. I barely saw it when John clicked off of it. So
Hit send.
yeah, hit send. Let's see what we can find out.
I think he said we can do a tour of the distillery. Is what his comment was.
Well, I'm on these.
Nailed it.
Can you send the jet to get us? Do they have
Oh.
a jet?
Really, Ryan?
I was born and raised in where?
Texas, I'm assuming.
I don't know. I can't see.
Houston.
Houston. Okay.
What? Southeast
Fantastic.
Texas. Shout
I
out.
love it.
No wonder we like this guy.
Look at that. That's fantastic.
That's cool.
I just sent you the email, so click the link. And
Okay.
Yeah, if
we'll
you're-
figure
if-
out some way to do. We're doing
If
this
you're
on
ready,
the fly tonight.
like if you're ready to go tonight, he just sent you the link. If you want to kind of schedule this for another show,
Right, we can do
that
that
too.
too. Yeah,
just
it's
let
all
us know.
good.
We're just kind of doing this on the fly. He commented something, or somebody did.
Yeah, I can't see what's going on.
We're gonna have to scroll. We're good. We're good.
Y'all are doing technology. Try a spicy Colorado rye with a sweet Texas whiskey. I'm not opposed to it. I ain't hating on it.
Yes. See, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Oh, he's got to sell more whiskey before he send the jet.
Yeah. Right.
I like it. At least he's trying. I love that part.
Hey, if we have anything to do with it, we'll get you selling some whiskey. I promise.
oh, I now want a bacon apple pie.
See,
Yes,
good,
that's
isn't
so
it?
good.
it's so good.
It's that good. And it's out of. And then the thing that blows my mind about it, when you think whiskey states in general, like we all gravitate to Kentucky and Tennessee.
Right.
But I can tell you right now,
Immediately, yeah.
you start heading west, you got some good product. You got
I'm
Texas
telling
making
you,
some good stuff. You
Texas
got these
and
guys
Colorado.
making some good
We
stuff.
say it all the time. Texas is the next one on the map, but Colorado's not far behind.
No, they're not
Because
at
if you
all.
think about, obviously, this is our first time having 10th Mountain.
Yep.
Awesome already.
Yep.
Love it. You think about Breckenridge and,
Yep.
and the extreme lineup that they have.
Yes.
With some crazy expressions. Stranahan's.
Yeah,
Stranahan's?
Yeah,
I think is that
I
of
think it's
Colorado?
Stranahan's, yeah.
Is it 10 Cup, the other one that's out of
10
Colorado?
cups out of. I'm pretty sure 10 cups out of Colorado.
But I mean, if you think about it, there's a ton of awesome stuff coming out of
I
Colorado.
think
There's
we're
a
adjusting
ton.
on the fly. I don't know what the.
It says guess 1 of 4.
Okay. Well, where,
So does that mean?
So, look,
Where's the? Yeah. What's that?
oh, there
there
they
they
are.
are.
Hey!
Show on stream.
Oh my
Hey!
goodness, look at this. I love it.
All right, sorry about
Fantastic.
that. What's going on, guys? So, if you don't mind, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
no,
live.
you're live.
No, great.
So, if you don't mind, introduce yourselves.
So I'm Brian. I'm the regional sales director and military sales director at 10th Mountain Whiskey, and this is Ryan Thompson, our owner and founder.
Nice.
Very nice. It is great to meet y'all. We're glad y'all could join us.
For sure.
So I'm curious, what are some things that y'all can tell us about 10th Mountain and what y'all are doing out there?
Getting another pour.
Well, man, I think we should probably start. Is there an echo on your side, or is that just us?
That's just, from what I can tell, it's just y'all
yeah,
right now.
I don't hear anything on our end.
All right, well, Nort, why don't we go to the back and we're at the tasting right now at the distillery, so let's go in the back and take a tour.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Oh, Ryan did say there is a bad echo.
Okay.
Is there a bad? Hold on.
Yeah, let's see if we can adjust
Well,
that.
I mean,
John.
there can't be a bad. You're good. I'm good.
Collab
he's,
cam.
he's like, I'm awesome with it.
I love the fact that he's got buffalo plaid on. That couldn't be more Colorado right now. A bearded gentleman with buffalo plaid could not be more Colorado right now.
That's funny.
All right, guys, we're tasting the distillery. Do a quick tour here. The mashed grain tasting room. A lot of merch.
I love it.
Let's go in the back.
He's like, let's go in the back.
Let's go.
And it says distillery on the door. You got to love stuff like that.
Yeah, this is distillery.
Hey, can you enlarge them just a little bit?
Yeah, let's get them big.
Yeah, let's get them bigger. Okay, that's good. You can cover up my head if you need to. I don't care. Nobody wants to see my face.
So y'all age right there in-house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So just over my shoulder here, then. Here we go.
Look at all those beautiful barrels. God.
Go this way.
That is nice. That's a Rick, too, by the way. I love the fact that we're doing this on the fly.
Yeah.
So this is the start of our distillation line. Behind me is our rye and barley silo. Outside is the corn silo. And it goes over here to our roller mill, which is the black box. It's hard to see.
Okay, I got you. The black box with the hose on top of it. There you go. There's a better shot of it.
That's a roller mill.
Okay.
First our grain into flour. And then our 550-gallon cooker.
550 gallon. That's big.
So that takes about 7 hours to cook and convert to start sugar there. Then we toss on top of that. Let it start eating up the sugar, converting it to alcohol. 6 fermentation tanks. 500 gallons takes each. They're open top.
He's like sticking his hand. He's like, it's
Very
open
nice.
top. Oh, look at
Look
that.
at that.
There's a bunch of mash.
That's fantastic.
Sir, this is a family show.
It gets dirty here.
Right.
Somebody call Mike Rose, and get him on Dirty Jobs.
Already reached out.
From there it goes into our 500 gallon and pot cogs, flow from the dome, copper. Alcohol vaporizes at 172 degrees.
Nice.
Goes up, column, diverts into the column to the left, gets us back down. Yeah, good question. It gives us the most flexibility to make a bunch of different types of spirits.
Okay.
So, yeah, absolutely. So then here's our tank. And on the back side, it goes into our heads and tails cuts.
Okay.
We have some tails in here
Okay.
right now. I don't see that.
Yeah, no, we see the liquid coming off your hand there. That's a fantastic shot, by
Do
the
you
way.
reuse your tails?
Yeah, we sure do. So we'll redistill our tails. Our heads, we discard. Our hearts, obviously, we barrel our tails.
Right.
Nice.
I need to know what kind of phone you're using. Because, like,
No, the picture quality's fantastic.
yeah.
Hey, he's on some little laptop.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
You're welcome.
Okay.
A little small I love it. That's awesome.
This is the new iPad Pro.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
iPad Pro. Got
Yep.
you. Okay.
Fantastic.
From the receiving tank to the barrels,
Okay.
and then from the barrels to the harvest, we take our forklift, harvest the barrel. Well, a couple barrels at a time, and then get those one of these tilts.
Okay.
One of these here.
Right.
And then until it's filled out. To our bottom.
And they bottle, and that's fantastic. I love the inside. Yeah, that's wow.
So everything is hand bottled, hand produced, and handmade by us.
Very nice.
So you guys put your blood, sweat, tears, and love into every bottle.
All day, every day.
I love it. That's awesome.
Do y'all locally source all of your grains, or is it just from wherever?
Our corn and our malt are from Colorado, our rye from North and South Dakota.
Okay.
Okay.
And so it goes through the bottle, cork it, label it, case it, and come up this way.
And we're literally walking all over the place right now. This is legit cool. Yeah.
Into our staging area, which which is all the product ready to go.
Very nice.
Nice. So they do have product, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to order it, they've
Yes.
got product.
Plenty of
They've
it.
got product for days, it looks like. I love it. That's awesome.
That's so cool.
And not only that, you want me to tell you what's even cooler? 10th Mountain is literally the first live that's
Yes.
ever joined this podcast in its 2-year existence. So shout out to you guys. Yes,
Cheers.
by far.
Love it. Let's go back to the taster.
Yes. I'm talking about getting some good access.
So I just noticed on the bottle that we have, it's only aged 1 year.
So it depends on the year that you actually got that.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So we have to disclose the youngest that's in the bottle, which is 1 year.
Right.
Most people that taste our whiskey blind, they get 4, 5, or 6 years. We're about to get to a point where we're all 2 years above.
Okay.
But right now, young in the bottle is 1 year, but you have to 2 year in the bottle.
Okay.
I mean, it's got really good flavor. It's got really good complexity that's what I was looking at. I'm really surprised that for even to have 1 year old product in there, there's not a lot of ethanol. There's not a lot of burn on there. So, I mean, it's really good product for disclosing on 1 year.
I like the
See,
Yeah,
more Buffalo Plaid. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to invest in
go
Buffalo
some
Plaid in
Buffalo Plaid.
Texas.
I like Buffalo Plaid.
I think everybody likes Buffalo Plaid.
And Connor's wearing it tonight.
Oh, so that's the Connor. I love it.
What's going on, Connor?
That's a gunner.
Man, I'm telling you that this is fantastic. I'm so glad you guys are like, hey, send us a link. We'll jump on right
Yeah.
now. So that's awesome on y'all's part. And not only that, you're making a good product out there in Vail. I'm not gonna lie. So
Thank you.
it's good stuff. Like I said, we try to review everybody's stuff that we can, and like Bucky's going to drop his disclosure, which I'll drop it for you. Our reviews are unbought. We can't be bought. We give our honest opinion, and if we don't like it, we're going to tell you we don't like it. But I don't have to worry about it with this because
Yes.
I like it. It's going on my shelf. It's actually probably going in our barrel at
Yes.
some point. We have a buddy of ours took a Garrison barrel and converted it into a liquor cabinet for us.
So,
That's cool.
why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about you guys' actual barrel from 10 pound?
Now we're talking.
Hey.
Now we're talking.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to a barrel head to hang on the wall neither.
Yes.
So if we got you guys a barrel from 10 pound and put your guys' label on it,
Okay.
what do you think of that?
I would be super
I
excited
would be
about
super
that.
stoked. Yeah, I would be super stoked.
I'm almost speechless.
He's like, come at me. That's what he's like, come at me right now. I love it.
Wow,
That's
really?
awesome. Yeah,
You're being serious.
we'll definitely talk. We'll talk more via email on that because that's definitely
yes,
something.
that's wow.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I can plan a vacation to Colorado now just so where I can show up.
Our next family vacation will be a dual family vacation to Colorado.
Come on out.
You're gonna leave your producer? I've never been to Colorado.
Will you fit in my suitcase?
Can
Yes.
you fit in an
I'll
overhead
figure it
bin?
out.
Because I'm not paying for an extra seat for you. Okay,
You may have froze a little bit there. Sorry.
I got you. It's kind of new. Like I said, this is the first time literally we've had anybody join on the fly, so we've talked about doing this multiple times, but for you guys to actually be the first ones to be like, hey, send us a link, we'll do it now. So
Yeah, that's really
I
exciting.
love the fact that y'all are that ready to go with it. But so
Yeah.
I noticed on the
Appreciate you guys.
So I noticed on the back of the bottle that you sent us, you guys do some proceeds. I'm guessing it's proceeds or at least support for VailVeteransProgram.org and Wounded Warrior Project. So let's talk about that for a minute. Do y'all do like support, or is there like proceeds from the sales of the bottle that go back to these organizations, or how does y'all's support system work with it?
Well, not only those two, but Brian right here next to me is one of the board members of Base Band 40.
Okay.
Which he can talk about that, but we support a number of military nonprofits around the country. Vail Veterans Program here in our backyard, super important to us. But Base Camp 40 is right down the street from us and really important for us.
That's
So
awesome.
what we do as base or 10th Mountain Whiskey, we support 23 non-profit organizations
Wow.
across the country that help out and define veterans all across it. I'm a veteran myself. I'm a Marine Corps veteran.
Well, thank you for your
Yeah,
service,
thank you
first
for
of
your
all.
service.
Service.
Yeah.
And not only that, hoorah! I think I did it right. Maybe. I don't know.
Don't screw that up.
I was getting confused with the Army because I got an uncle that's Army, so it's always confusing to me to go back and forth.
I mean, ours is more of an outlook. Army Corps like a joking in the back of the throat. So.
You know.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. He's like, ours is more here,
Yeah.
where theirs is kind of like back here somewhere.
Look down here and then going in.
That's fantastic.
too funny.
Oh, my goodness.
So what we do is Space Band 40 is we were established in 2011. We're one of the oldest non-profit organizations that helps out veterans hunting and fishing around the world for free.
Okay.
So Chris Kyle was one of the main founders of this.
Oh wow.
Scooter Brown, Scott Brown.
Okay.
He was a four-story Marine and started the Scooter Brown Band.
Okay.
The War Hippies. So War Hippie Band. He's absolutely phenomenal in putting us out. The way he proceeds and pushes forward with everything that he does. So we try to maintain and integrity and responsibility of what Chris said, what Scott said, and the rest of the board members try to pursue in the proper way. These people are probably one of or the people I've ever met in my life. From
That is awesome. I love the fact that y'all have to tie in with the, talking about Chris Kyle, because that's us being native Texans. That's kind of a big thing with us, Chris Kyle. I've seen the movie American Sniper. I read the book. It's a phenomenal book. If you hadn't got a chance to read it, go out and read it. His story in general it's a good story by far. And he was a super, like I said, I never had the pleasure of meeting Chris Kyle, but he, from what I've been told by friends of mine who are in that military life that have met him, stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Like literally somebody you want in the foxhole with you.
Yeah.
So
we do have a listener question real quick. It was asked, what other products will 10th Mountain be bringing to the market? I know y'all have a pretty good lineup of products currently. If you want to run through those and anything that may or may not be coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, appreciate that. So we currently have a bourbon rye cordial, which is a peach vanilla and cordial. We have a potato vodka. The potatoes either come from northern Idaho or here in Colorado. And a moonshine, a moonshine that is the direct whiskey that we make here. It's just white lightning. But we do have a American single malt that we make in-house. We have a sherry cask that we're directly.
okay.
Here, find online. So this is our single malt. And this is probably my most favorite drink on earth. And my last name is Dewar. So I know a little bit.
A little bit.
Whiskey.
We have a couple
So-
right now that might be from the Chocolate Malt Arena or the Sherry Cask Arena. So.
I love the fact that you guys mentioned that you have a white lightning, because it's if you've watched the show for any experienced time, clear whiskeys for me is kind of like it enamors me and it also intrigues me at the same time, because I'm like, how can you get such good flavor out of something that's clear?
Yeah.
So as a clear whiskey or an environment that I've ever tasted, from Kentucky to Florida,
Look at that beautiful bottle. Woo! That is nice. I love the fact that y'all have the Colorado flag. behind
Colorado
it.
Clear. I like
I
that.
love it.
is the cleanest whiskey I've ever had in my life. And I am drinking all over the world.
Nice.
I will drink this just yes.
It's an unaged one, right?
Right.
So it's clear as water, clear as vodka.
So I have a question.
Okay.
The single malt, is that for sale on your website? Because I am a huge fan of single malt.
It is. It's only available at our tasting rooms. One at the distillery, and one at the base of Vail Mountain.
Well, now we got to go to Colorado.
Yep.
Hey, don't tempt me with a good time. I love to snowboard. I mean, even though I'm a fat guy, I love to snowboard. So,
right.
I mean,
Let's go, buddy.
Will y'all teach me how to snowboard?
Right.
it's not hard.
No.
No, I'll teach you how to ski.
Okay, that works too. That works too.
I got you.
There you go. So I'm curious, kind of going along with that single malt thing, are y'all under the same assumption as I am that American single malt is the next big thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the next thing. Agave beer, tequila necessarily. It might maybe 10 to 15 years, but it's certainly the next big thing in American whiskey in general.
Right.
So we started recognizing that trend 5-6 years ago. We started laying down bottle barrel 4 years ago. So I think it's going to continue the uptrend.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where that category goes
for sure.
as a whole, not just what they're doing out there in Colorado, but as a whole across the entire industry.
Yeah, because as of right now, American single malt, quote unquote, even though they're trying to figure out how to, it has no strict definition right now, so it's kind of just a free reign.
Right.
But I'm excited to see where it goes.
It is a free reign, but there are some defining terms that everything's trending to.
Yes.
Okay.
So at this point, it is a free reign, but everyone that's making single malt right now, I think it's falling a lot in line with these recommendations at this point.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, I'm just curious, is there anything that y'all want to share about the story of 10th Mountain or any other tidbits?
Well, our social is 10 Whiskey. Our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.com. You can find out all about us there. So.
Yeah, we're actually putting it in the comments right now. Our producer, literally just tagged it in the comments. So,
If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm Brian, the regional sales director for the company and military sales director.
okay.
So I'm happy to have
Yeah, I know for sure I've got Ryan's email because, like I said, I literally went back and referenced that one. I have Ryan's email for sure. So,
Ryan, Brian. So.
That's right, Ryan and Brian.
Interesting.
Appreciate you guys.
Oh,
No,
we
thank y'all
appreciate
so
you
much for coming on. This has
literally
been
coming
awesome.
on
Yeah,
the fly because it's like, he's like, let's get a link, and I'm like, what now? Wait, what? We hadn't tested this. It's like a just dry run here, and
This is
it went pretty good. I'm impressed. So we have new technology we can work with
Well,
now.
one last time before we let y'all go, cheers.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a great
Salute to you
weekend.
guys.
Cheers.
Love it. Fantastic.
Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Y'all have a good night.
Yep.
You too.
All right. So talking about shout outs, that's amazing. I love
How fun was that?
that was pretty dang fun.
That was
I'm not
fun.
gonna lie, that was really, really fun. I loved their product. Like I said, he intrigued me when he said clear.
Yeah.
We all know
That bottle was really cool, though.
it really was cool.
That was an
I had
awesome
the Colorado
design.
flag in the background. That was really cool. So yeah, if
So it started
anybody's-
out as a joke, but we may have to make our way to
we
Colorado.
may have to make a trip to Vail. Not gonna lie, we may have to show up.
Yeah, no joke. That was fun.
That was real fun. I like it.
Distillery was really nice.
Yes, no,
Tasting
they're-
room was nice.
Yes, I love it. I love the fact that they had people on staff. You saw Connor in the background. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, good stuff. So I feel we had a topic somewhere
we did.
in all this.
We did.
So let's dive into the
You
topic
wanna
now. That
dive
we did
into
an
it?
impromptu distillery tour via the interweb.
Man, how cool was that?
That
though?
was pretty
I'm,
cool.
I'm geeked.
He's geeked. I love it.
Fanboy. So, the topic and the title of this episode is The Functional Hot Seat, Getting to Know the Gentleman. Yes, for sure.
Yes,
we're definitely
gonna
going to
work
reach out.
Yeah, we're going to work on that for sure.
So, getting to know the gentleman.
Right.
We've never actually really talked about ourselves in any way.
No, not really.
I mean, we've said we have wives, we have kids.
Right.
We talk a little bit, but have we ever really gotten to know each other?
They got good parents.
I got a good parent.
So, and as like we always say, it's friends of the show, not fans of the show.
Right.
So, I thought this would be a great opportunity. It's kind of a slower season. There's not a lot of bourbon releases and bourbon
Right.
news. Maybe this is a really good opportunity for our friends of the show and for us to get to know each other.
I know there was a couple of questions via the Facebook post.
Yes.
One of them, and I, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and dive into it unless you have it referenced in your notes somewhere, because I know you're one of the most extremely good note takers that I know in the business.
We can dive into the first one, and then I kind of had a follow-up, and I think Ryan's question kind of leans into my follow-up, so we can do this one, and then if you've got Ryan's pulled up, because I saw it, but I don't
pull it up.
Yeah, I was fixing
remember what it is.
Yeah.
It was something along the lines of who was there any influence as far as me getting into cigars?
So Clint's question was, who, if anyone, influenced you personally in your passion for whiskey? And then I wanted to add, what about personally, is there any influence in cigars? And I think Ryan's question really leaned into that also.
Yes. So there's Clint's question right there, and it says, who, if anyone, has influenced you personally in your passion for whiskey the most?
Yeah.
Honestly, my whiskey journey kind of started young because my dad used to be a 12-year-old charter guy, and that's kind of where I got to gravitating in. And as I got older, there was more people in my life that gravitated to whiskey, and they all went with the generic stuff. I mean, it's no big thing. My young love affair for wild turkey that started when I was like the ripe old age of 17, which we don't condone underage drinking, but guess what? It happens.
Yeah.
So I'd say that for sure is probably the main thing with me as far as how I got into this journey that is whiskey. Because, I mean, Bucky's known me, I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably 10 years. And Bucky's known me as either a beer guy or a whiskey guy.
Right. I've always seen you as a beer guy, though.
Yeah.
Well, like early on. Well,
I mean, you know how it is. You got that breaking in period where you don't want to freak somebody out too much. So that's why I stuck to beer mostly around you. But now that we're 10 years in, I feel I can fully cut loose and do what I do, which is I like the whiskeys and the bourbons of the world.
Yeah. So I guess just kind of if you want to go on the flip side of that, since you do a lot of the cigars on here,
yes.
What was kind of what's your background on getting into cigars and some of that whole side of it?
So my cigar thing actually it started later in life, but the thing that kind of influenced me the most, so there was a picture, and it was of my grandfather, my grandpa Gravis, with two other gentlemen that are from Evadale. One of them, I want to say, was Ben Bruce, and the other one was Archie Moss. They were all three really, really close. All three of them in the picture had cigars in their hands and mouths. So kind of like, it was a cool picture that I always saw as a kid, and I'm like, I wonder what they're doing. And so then I had it explained to me that they actually had, because I thought it was cigarette, right? Being a young child. And then it was explained to me, no, that's a cigar. And I'm like, well, what's a cigar? Well, my grandpa, being the dude that he was like, I'll show you what a cigar is. So he broke one out. We were sitting on the front porch one day in Evadale, and he's literally smoking away on it. And I'm like, I kind of like it. It looks relaxing. And that's kind of where I got into it. Now, I kind of dipped away from it a little bit over the years, but it kind of, certain life events kind of make you go back to stuff that you're fond of. Right. So that's kind of where I got back into the cigar game.
And I think doing this show kind of really let you harken back to those memories. And it's perfect that you said that, because Ryan's question was literally, was there a life event that got you into smoking cigars?
There really was.
And that's a really cool life event, seeing a photo like that, getting to sit down and talk to your grandpa and really experience a cigar in that way.
Yeah, because I was kind of fortunate. So, like, I didn't really lose any of my grandparents until I got into college. So I kind of had them around my childhood. I learned stuff. You know, I took mental notes, and you know, like the whole, which I don't follow by. My grandpa Gravis always carried a handkerchief. Really? I don't follow that at all. Yeah. But I probably should, because it's kind of a coolish thing.
Yeah.
So.
No, it really is. So kind of let's continue on the cigar thing a little bit. So this one's kind of just a fun question. If you could work with any one cigar manufacturer, who would it be?
Alec Bradley.
Okay. And why?
I just like what they're doing as far as the Magic Toast thing. I like the Gatekeeper's another one that I'm fond of. Not to knock any of the cigars that I've tried from any other companies J.C. Newman and stuff like that, but I mean, like, if you want to get like real love affair stuff, and I hope the Rubens see this at some point. I don't know if they are, but we can always hope. To me, that's kind of the one company, if I had to pick a more reasonable one, I would say Rocky Patel, only because I think he's based out of like Houston. So,
Oh, really? I
and
didn't
not
know
just
that.
that, the Bocock brothers, Ryan McGee kind of got me turned on to Bocock
Yes.
brothers. They're actually in Houston. I would kind of like to work with them guys because it would be a short drive. I could go in, kind of see what's up. So I think we follow Bocock. Can you tag Bocock in this just so where they can maybe see it? Because I may want to make
I mean,
a
if they
trip to-
reach out and they want to work with you, I'm sure.
yeah,
you
for
won't
sure.
say no.
Right there, Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Fantastic. You're earning it tonight, buddy. I like it. But yeah, just kind of the whole thing in general, because to me it's kind of relaxing when I come in on set and I light that cigar and I smoke that cigar and then I kind of talk and I let it go out and then I cut and relight.
Yeah.
And thank you. So it's kind of like one of those things. I know you got a question. You
I do.
always got a question.
So, y'all been at this for, about 3 years now.
Actually, almost two.
Two, right. I keep thinking. Anyway, 2.
Yeah.
When you started this, did you ever expect you to come from doing what you did at the beginning to now, talking to Longhorn Liquor, talking to the guys over at 10th Mountain, doing that kind of stuff? Did you ever expect it to take off like it is?
Man, I said this in a previous episode. If you would have told 20-year-old me that in your 40s you're going to start a podcast with your best friend, you're going to talk whiskey, cigars, and just random stuff,
Right.
and meet the people that you meet, I'd have looked at you and been like, bro, you're crazy.
Right. And a follow-up question of that. So, we've talked before personally about, and especially back in the day, about how, a lot of this is to raise awareness of good whiskey and good cigars and have that fellowship as gentlemen. But is there a part of this still that is therapy? Because we've had that conversation about how, it's therapy.
It is, because
getting together with your best friend and
because I'm gonna be honest, we're all adults in this room,
Right.
We all have issues, whether it's personal tragedies, whether it's work stresses, whether it's marital stresses, whatever.
Right.
We all go through it. We all have them. I love the fact that I feel that what we've created is kind of a quote unquote online safe space for people to just cut up and have fun.
I'm going to tell you right now, coming from a producer, all right, so there have been times where I'm like, I probably need to hit that end scene button. Like, because of shit that y'all have said on this show. But I don't.
We've said some stuff.
Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be both of you.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be genuine. And,
Right.
and that's what we pride ourselves on when we started this project. We wanted to be as genuine as we possibly could. And I feel so far we've lived up to that hype.
And I want to echo that sentiment. I know this episode's not about me, but
Right.
2 weeks ago I sat at this table and cried.
Yeah.
John, you've cried on this show before.
Yeah.
We've talked about mental health. We've talked
Yeah.
about bullying. We've talked it, and we've gotten to a point where I think we've kind of found where we're gonna be.
Yeah.
And I really like what Roy just said. We're kind of that Friday night online safe space.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think anybody and everybody that watches, that is on the show, I think we all feel like we can talk about whatever.
No, for
Right.
sure. I mean, I feel that I can talk to you guys about. Now, granted, I'll say it 100 times out of 10. My wife and kids are probably the closest out in the family, but outside the family, it's you two guys.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie one bit. I mean, I talk to y'all about different stuff. John and I bounce ideas off each other all the
Yeah.
time. You and I just have
All the conversations.
some of the weirdest conversations
But all the
ever,
conversations.
but they're all the conversations
Yes.
by far.
Well, and like you said, not to make it about me because the night's about Roy, but if you would have asked me 3 years ago if I would have been able to do what I just did, like on this computer, I couldn't even work an iPhone 3 years ago. But
are we plugged in, John?
Yeah, plug the
saver just
laptop
came
in. We're
Sorry.
going to lose.
I thought we were. Yeah.
Are we plugged into the wall?
Let me make sure it's plugged into here.
But to kind of continue what John was saying, while he
Right.
tries to figure out how to plug a computer in,
We're in.
Right?
Get it.
that's one of the really cool things I've enjoyed about working with John is I thought John was like the know-all be-all on like Streamlabs and all of these
No.
things. But as I've continued to learn and grow, John's been like my #1 supporter, and I've been John's
Yeah.
number. Like we can.
That's
we
what
can
I
easily
love is the
work
fact
together.
that y'all bounce off ideas
Yeah.
with Streamlabs. Because let's be honest, the tech side of the room is this way. I mean, I
But-
do good with my Samsung
Right.
S22 Ultra.
You got a fancy phone.
Here's the big thing, you know,
right.
because okay,
I don't know how
so
to use it worth a shit.
we've talked about this several times, and one of the things that I want to share about Roy, I want to share a story about Roy that really hits me at my core, and this is why I can sit here today and tell you that I love Roy Gravis. Okay, so obviously everybody knows that, you know, the Functional Gentleman used to be a part of what we called at the time HTT Entertainment. Okay, they decided to split because we were going nonprofit. They wanted to do their own thing. I respected that, you know, and I was like, hey, I'm not going to stop supporting y'all just because you're not with me anymore. And so me and Roy had a talk because after y'all had split, I was talking about shutting down operations. And Roy looked at me and said, hey man, I know that we're gone, but you cannot quit. It is not in your DNA.
Yeah.
And Roy is one of those guys, and I can say this right now, whether you love him or hate him, he's going to tell it to you straight.
For sure.
Like the Dallas Cowboys, man. You either love me or hate me.
That's
Yeah.
it. And
No, I think that sums up Roy perfectly.
Roy was one of the biggest reasons for me to keep going.
Yeah.
So, sir, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know.
I appreciate you guys for allowing me to hang out with y'all every Friday night and do what I do. Because, I mean, it's like, it's getting to where now, like, people will see me and they're like, hey, you're the dude with the hat.
Yeah. The dude.
Like, I almost feel like changing up the hat just to kind
That
of.
irritates the mess out of me because I
Yeah.
can't see his eyes.
No.
You know how bad a producer wants to like slap that
Take
cap
your
on his
head
head?
It's like somebody chewing gum while talking.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, then. I'll do
No,
something.
no.
No, take heat.
No, I'm.
Oh, okay.
look at that.
Okay. So it's kind of funny that he brought up, you know, haters and whatnot. So
Right.
I have a question in here, and So my questions, I'm gonna let you know, bounce back and forth between personal and this.
Okay.
There's a few more personal, but
Okay.
so a personal question. We joke all the time, and you say it all the time. We all got haters. And if the haters don't hate, then you ain't doing something right.
Man, it's not only that. If you're going to hate on me, at least spell my name right.
But exactly. So here's a question. What's a quote unquote insult that someone has said to you that you're proud of?
That's what the top half looks like.
Nope. That's what the top
Yes.
half looks like.
Yes. Best comment of the night.
That's what it looks like. I don't know how to answer that because, I mean, I've had a bunch of them over the years. I'm not going to lie. I've had people call me a cold-hearted bastard. I've had people say I wouldn't amount to shit. I've had people that have literally been like, you don't know what you're doing. I don't see how Facebook hadn't shut you down. And I'm like, it is what it is, man. This is not for everybody. We've said it numerous times on the show. This show's not for everybody, but I feel the audience we have, we're in their wheelhouse. I'm not gonna lie. And that's also been helped along the way too. I mean, let's give credit where credit's due. Longhorn
for
Liquor
sure.
has helped us out tremendously.
That's a huge part of what we've done over the last
dudes
year.
at 10th Mountain Whiskey, prime example. How
yeah.
cool was that? Them literally being like, "Hey, can you do a live video?"
And-
in the comments,
and
like
don't
it wasn't even a send me a text
Yeah.
message privately through the show. No,
No.
it was, hey,
Let's do it now.
Let's do it now. And I love the fact that
Yeah.
they're that ready
And
to
don't
do
think
it
for a
on
second
the fly.
I'm not going to cut that and use that video because
Oh.
that's freaking awesome. John, you got another one or? Okay.
He'll think of one in a minute. I know how
So-
his mind works.
If I wrote you a $10,000 check right now and you have 24 hours to spend it, what's something you're buying?
It goes back into this.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I have
How much?
Not to,
$20,000?
$10,000.
not to sound cliche, but I mean, I feel I have everything that I need right now. I mean, I have
Okay.
a nice vehicle that I drive. I
Yeah.
mean, I have a loving family. I have a house. I have food. I mean, I feel not to sound too cliche, I feel like one of the blessed guys walking the face of the planet right now because I have good friends, I have good family. I can't ask for nothing else right now. It wouldn't do any good. So I mean that's the truth.
I like it a lot. All right, so what? And this will kind of go back to what John asked earlier about. Did you ever see yourself in this position with this show? What's one thing that has surprised you, or you never expected with our venture as the Functional Gentleman?
How open everybody in the community is.
Yeah.
I mean, we went, like, prime example, and I hate to keep referencing it, but it's the truth. Longhorn Liquor, you and I walked in at separate times, talked to Mike Wright as customers.
Right.
And that evolved to, hey, we do this, and he's like, oh, I love that, blah, blah, blah. And then he comes on the show, and then we get involved in Whiskey Fest, and then he comes back on the show, and he's, you know, it's just the community as a whole, whether it's the cigar community, because, I mean, I've had conversations with Connor Fuller recently on email. We're going to do some stuff with him in the near future. Just Robert Caldwell through email has been phenomenal. Derek Matthews with Black Label Trading, he and I have talked on the phone. Mike with Cigar Hustler. I mean, just numerous amounts of people.
For sure.
And I'm sure I'm missing a few of them because I hadn't really got to their reviews yet. But, I mean, there's stuff coming from every corner of the world, it seems like. I mean, we've got stuff in the works with Zeal Cigars out in Arizona, Empire Cigars out of Garland, Texas. Just all over the place. I mean, I feel right now it's a good time to be in this game right now, at least for us.
So, John kind of asked it already, but what I wrote down was almost 2 years ago when we started this whole thing, we were sitting in a small studio, our office of that at that time HTT Media,
right,
who is now Satsuma Valley. Shout out you guys. But we were as a HTT Media Satsuma Valley, we were still really young at that time.
Oh yeah.
And we were thinking of ways to expand, and you kind of had this just crazy idea, and I'm curious of how we got to where we were with the show in your mind, because you knew at that time I was a vodka drinker. You were, I'd seen you smoke cigars, but it wasn't like a passion,
right?
At least from what I could see.
Yeah.
We were hobby drinkers. I mean, we had shared a bottle of Angel's Envy, but for the most part, every time I come over, it was vodka and we played cards or whatever.
Yep.
So, in your mind, personally, what was your thought process on this 2 years ago?
It's kind of it goes back to the whole when you know kind of thing. And I knew at that time, like, a lot of the stuff that I watch and I listen to, because I'm a big podcast guy, big YouTube guy, stuff like that. A lot of stuff I listened to was kind of trending in the way that I wanted us to trend.
Okay.
But I feel that a lot of those people were kind of had ulterior motives. What those are, I'm not going to try and dive into. It's none of my business. Sure. But at the same time, I felt that we could do it on a different level. And what I mean by that is I feel we connect more with our audience than I think any podcast out there. And the reason why I say that is because most of what I listen to and most of what I watch, these guys do this full time. Like, I had to drop a little knowledge on JT Mellick because apparently there was a miscommunication somewhere. And I told the lady that I'd been talking with from JT Mellick, hey, I don't know if you know this about us. We work 8 to 5s.
Yeah. And that I love what we bring to this, because a lot of what we listen to, and I listen to a lot of podcasts as well, and there are some fairly large ones out there. But,
they do it 24/7.
But they also
like
they pre-record.
Yes,
they can sit in a room and say, all right, this is what we're doing. We're going to script it out. I can cut this part of it. I can do this. I can plug, this, that, and the other. We literally do everything we do live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether that's at a distillery or guys jumping in or at Whiskey Fest, or what we're doing is live. And I think that's a change in the game that nobody's really doing.
I do too, because like prime example, like there's a distillery out there that I'm not going to name, but when we end up there, we'll probably be the first ones to walk in
Really?
as far as doing what we do. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure they've done other stuff where they've
Right.
Skyped or Zoomed or what, zigged or zagged or whatever you want to call
But
it.
those guys can always cut parts of the interview. If the person being interviewed stops and is like, okay, wait, let's back that up. Let me re-answer that. You don't get to do that on our show.
No.
You get one shot.
You get one shot.
Okay. When you come this way, will you hand me the keyboard and the mouse?
I don't know where it is.
It's in my bag.
It's in his bag.
Oh, okay. The wrestlers.
John's got to step out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, John's
he'll
got
be leaving us for the
John's got a
evening.
quote unquote charity event Sunday if you're in Silsbee.
Oh, okay.
There's wrestling at the Silsbee Huddle, which is is it Sudistic?
Yeah,
Sudistic Wrestling Federation, which is a couple of guys out of Vidor
Somewhere in one of the small.
that kind of do that stuff. So
Yeah, amateur wrestling? Is that?
yeah, I guess. Oh, look at you.
I dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah, it's okay.
Also,
You got a towel somewhere?
the rumors are true. John will be in the ring.
Oh,
What?
good lord.
Yeah.
John's going to be wrestling.
I may pay my $20 just to see
You gotta
that.
come.
Yes.
I may see that. Can you grab a towel or something? Because you party fouled.
Party foul.
He did party foul. I got
What's
you.
up, brother man?
I got you. Be good. Be safe.
My bad, guys.
No, you're
Time
good.
out.
It's fine. We're doing a little bit of cleanup.
Yeah,
That's what we love about live shows. We goof up
gonna
all the
clean up
time.
right in front of
Yeah,
you.
we're gonna clean up right in front.
I didn't expect to have to do this tonight.
Nah,
I was not expecting to have a keyboard.
It's all good.
All right. I
It's
think
all
we're
good.
For now.
Nah, we're good. Yeah, put that. Yeah,
We'll,
somewhere. Yeah,
We'll
we'll.
figure it out later.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Let's keep going.
We can always figure it out.
All right.
Yep.
So, let's see what else we
Continue,
got.
sir.
Yes. Okay.
Because I'm in the quote unquote hot seat.
Yes, the hot seat tonight.
The only reason it feels hot is because my butt's big.
It's getting warm under
A
there.
little bit.
All right. So, next question.
Okay.
Let's take this in a 12-month time frame. So, 1
Okay.
year.
Okay.
What's one thing going on in your life recently that you didn't expect?
I'll be honest with you. There's times I didn't expect we would be doing this after 1 year. I figured this was going to be like a 1 year. It's easier to watch a cast, and you can see it. Okay. Apparently, I'm
Talking
looking-
about our show,
Okay,
with
got
us
you.
doing the whole live thing.
I got you.
We're not pre-recorded, so just to kind of run through, Ryan had said y'all are real people and share all parts of your lives. Jeremy, a lot are too snobby or feel entitled, and then he also added, it's easier to watch a cast that you could see yourself with having a pour with.
And we would love.
And that's-
Jeremy Smith. If
but
you,
that's what
if
we're
you
all
want to make
about.
the drive to Silsbee, we'll have you right in that seat.
Yeah.
We'll put you in Mike Wright's
But
seat.
I mean, we do. This is what we do. This is who we are. We
Yeah.
don't change. I mean, you can catch us on a Saturday night doing this exact same thing without a camera running.
yes,
Like legitimately.
and maybe I don't know. I mean,
So from a personal
Got
level,
you.
let's take the show out of it for
Okay.
a minute. Something in your personal life that you didn't expect in the last 12 months.
God, that I didn't expect in the last 12 months. Man, I really don't have one. I mean, I
So
kind of
life is good. Everything is.
Life's okay. Life's
Going
okay.
as-
I mean,
as planned.
It's life. Okay,
Right.
there's always gonna be twists and turns
Oh,
and
for
stuff like
sure.
that. So I mean, like I'm super proud of the progress. Like if we're gonna get real, the progress that my 9-year-old autistic son has made in
That's a
his
good one.
life in the last
I like that
year
one. I like that answer.
is probably the best one. And the fact that my 6-year-old was recommended by her teacher for gifted and talented testing.
Really?
So
That's awesome.
I've literally got them on both ends of the spectrum. I got one that's like apparently super smart, and the other one that has to work his ass off, but yet he
let's face
still gets it done.
We say it all the time. It's a good thing Maddie's pretty.
Maddie's the one that's been recommended
It's
for the
a-
GT thing. though.
exactly.
That's what's
It's-
funny about it.
It's good you're cute.
But yeah, they're great. Like I said, I love my kids. They're great.
Oh, for sure. I love it.
Sometimes I want to choke the shit out of them.
Oh,
but
for sure.
They're great.
So here's another one. What's your drink of choice if not doing the show
Mm-hmm.
or drinking whiskey?
I've said it before, and you saw it. Prime example last weekend. We went to a crawfish bowl at my brother's in Mount Bellevue. To me, there's nothing finer than the Shiner.
Not a bad choice. I
mean,
partaked in a
I
few.
mean, I'm a typical Shiner. I'm a Texas beer guy. I mean, that's kind of
That's kind of what I do. It's kind of who I was for a long time.
Right.
Now I kind of bounce around from different stuff. There's times I want to do just beer, and there's times I want to mix back and forth. We did that a little bit on Saturday.
We did quite a bit of that.
We started out with some Rabbit Hole. We went with some Balcones tequila cask finish.
The Longhorn Single Barrel Select.
Yes, that one.
Which is delicious, by the way.
We did some kind of orange Jameson, which gave me heartburn. Yeah,
That was disgusting.
Yeah, not real crazy. I don't like flavored stuff.
No.
I've learned that about myself.
10 out of 10, don't recommend.
Yep, 10 out of 10. We need to put that on 10 out of 10. Don't recommend. That sounds like a good shirt.
All right, so this one is kind of a two-part question.
Okay.
What's your favorite meal?
Okay.
Second part of that is, what's the best meal you cook?
Ooh, the best meal I cook. I've had a lot of people say my gumbo's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's the best in the world, but I mean, I've had people tell me it's pretty good. I've done sauce piquante before. I've done jambalaya. Of course, it didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to, so we don't really talk about that much. Favorite meal? I'm a red meat guy. I like a good steak, baked potato, medium rare,
Okay.
probably about 1.25 inches thick.
I like it.
Yeah, I get kind of specific with my steaks. I like good steak. Of course, then again, I had a good surprise kind of lunch today at my depot in Crosby. The warehouse manager did,
Can you run this story for a second?
I think I can, he did lemon pepper pork chops and did regular seasoned pork chops. He did the fajita meat charred and not charred with lime cilantro rice and I think kielbasa sausage was the other thing that was there, because we tend to like bring stuff or chip in money, and sometimes we'll cook at the depot on Fridays, and I kind of catch it because Fridays are my load day, quote unquote. So Fridays are a long day for your boy here, because he gets up at like 3 in the morning, usually hits a truck by about 4:30, somewhere in there. Drives out, does my route, comes to Crosby, loads up, drives back out here, parks the truck, then literally comes in here and does the show. Like tonight, I didn't walk in the door till like 5:50.
Yeah.
So yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of. It was walk in, change clothes, and go from there. Like good stuff. Red meat and high
high-proof
protein.
bourbon.
Yep, high proof bourbon, high proof
That's it,
gang.
baby.
And I love the fact that people think we're relatable. I mean, we are relatable because I
try to
mean
be.
we're your typical guys. I mean, that's what we do. We show up no matter what's going on in our personal lives. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, we've had to skip a few episodes because of that thing called COVID, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So, and I thought John might be here for this one, but so this one's a little more serious. This is something that's been really prominent on social media lately. I've talked about it in my life. John's talked about it on the show and on his stuff.
Okay.
So this is a two-part question. A, has your perspective of mental health changed as you've gotten older? And B, do you have any habits that you feel help with and or improve on your own personal mental health?
I love the fact, so to answer the second part of your question first, I love the fact that I've had an ability over the years to, like, especially with work stuff, as soon as I walk in the door, I turn it off like a light switch.
Okay.
So I don't really let a whole lot of work stuff bother me. Personal is different. Life is different, obviously. Repeat the first part of your question.
I'm sorry. Phone went black.
Phone went black.
A was, has your perspective of mental health changed as you've gotten older?
It has, because I take more time to kind of, like, I used to not talk about stuff. Like, I used to keep a lot of stuff bottled up, and it was causing, like, and you know, people will tell you that know me, will tell you that I used to be kind of a hothead. You know, I'd rage out real quick and blow up. But that was keeping a lot of stuff bottled up. Now that I kind of gotten older, I kind of talk about stuff. I kind of look at things differently. I take a step back and stuff like that. So that's kind of the answer to that question.
No, I like it. So here's kind of a fun one. And I think everybody wants to hear this. What's something you're not good at? It's easy to brag on yourself, but what's something you're not good at?
I'm not real good at golf, even
Okay.
though I own a set of golf clubs, which is bizarre.
We talked about that over the weekend.
Yes, I'm not that good at golf. I hate tennis with a passion.
Have you tried to play tennis?
I
though?
have, and
Okay.
I'm way too fat.
Samesies.
Yeah, I'm way too fat, too much running.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do actually have something that you may be interested in, just to kind of sidebar from this for a second.
Yeah.
I think I may be getting into NASCAR because I saw something over the weekend that
What?
kind of interested me. So, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the Daytona 500.
Correct. Good job.
Do you know what Ricky Stenhouse did after he won the Daytona 500? Dude walked into a Waffle House with the trophy, sat down, and ate a meal.
Really?
And I love that. I'm like, I can relate to this dude.
So
I've been to Waffle
speaking
House.
of NASCAR,
Yeah, Rowdy,
I brought
yes.
a Rowdy energy drink, which is Kyle Busch. It's his energy drink.
The strawberry, the lemonade one was a little bit better than.
Bro, you need to work on that. I love NASCAR, and I think Kyle Busch is awesome because he's kind of the hated one
Yeah.
in NASCAR. But
That's
we
funny.
need to work on this drink, buddy.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I might be able to. Just because
I like
of this,
Ricky Stenhouse, though.
I might be getting into NASCAR
Yeah,
a little bit.
no, I
maybe.
like-
I don't know. My mom and her husband have tried to get me into Formula One and IndyCar and stuff like that. Which
So they're actually doing a Chicago street race, which I think
Okay.
would be kind of cool for you. Now,
Austin,
that
I
might-
think, does one.
They have what's called
Circuit of the Americas?
Circuit of the Americas, and what they do is they take different parts of different tracks,
Okay.
and they created
Gotcha.
a racetrack.
Okay.
So it's kind of a road course type thing.
Okay. I got you.
All right, so let's see what else we got.
Yeah, I'm adding NASCAR on my list. Look at me.
Look at you
I
go,
know.
diversifying.
I diversified by watching
Right.
XFL, which, by the way, I don't know
What'd
if
you
you saw.
think?
So when you and I were watching it
Uh-huh.
in Mount Bellevue, we were watching the Vegas Arlington game.
Yeah.
Arlington ended up coming back winning that
Yes,
game.
they came from
which I was
behind and
kind of
won.
cool. And I wish I could take Monday off work and go Sunday night to Houston to watch the Roughnecks and the Renegades
Yes.
play in Houston, but
Yeah.
I don't think I can swing that.
It wasn't bad
Not-
product
not-
on the field.
It wasn't. I mean, the AJ
Was it-
McCarron thing kind of got played up a little bit, and he was super emotional because
Paxton Lynch has already been benched,
Yes.
which we kind of
we kind of
talked
figured
about.
that was going to happen.
But I mean, it wasn't a terrible product on the field, and it's not as gimmicky
Yeah. Right.
as the XFL has been in the past.
Right.
So I think they're putting a decent product on the field,
I do too. I feel it's going to.
and it'll get better.
Yes, I feel it'll get better as they go. I hope they stick with it. I will say that about it. I hope they,
Yeah.
which I feel with The Rock and his ownership group that's in place, I feel they're going to stick with it.
For sure. I hope so. So this is another one that's kind of fun, and it was more for me. We joke all the time about the fact that you're up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand it. I don't like it. I don't know how you
A
do
lot
it.
of people don't understand it.
But I'm curious, what does your morning routine look like? Because I've never really asked. I just know you get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
So there's a little bit of,
And how do you not wake everybody in the house up?
because for one, I'm stealthy for a big guy. That's the first part of that answer.
Very sneaky.
Yeah, very sneaky. But I mean, normally, like here lately, my alarm goes off at 3.
Okay.
I'll snooze it till about 3:15. Get up, take a shower, get out of the shower, get my undershirt, underwear on, figure out what I'm wearing that day, and get dressed from the waist down, which is weird. So
Are you a tidy whitey, a boxer brief, or a boxer guy?
boxer brief. I got to rock the boxer brief
you
on
go.
that one. But
That's for the ladies out
yeah.
there.
So I literally figure out what I'm wearing, whether it's shorts or pants, shoes, socks, and then the undershirt. And then I go back into the bathroom, deodorant, teeth, style the Go Hawk a little bit with my Duke Cannon Buffalo Trace beard balm that
Okay.
kind of gets everything tamed because
Right. It can fray.
it's all over the place in the morning. It's like my eyebrows are all over the place too because that's kind of my thing that everybody talks about. They're like, man, you got thick, bushy ass eyebrows
And thin ass hair on
and
top.
thin ass hair on top. Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's kind of the morning routine. I mean, I don't really.
No coffee, no.
I mean, it varies. Like I'm one of those weird ass individuals. I can't drink coffee when it's hot outside.
Yeah.
So in the summer months, I kind of gravitate towards like either an energy drink or like something along those lines. I mean, I've had everything from Defy's elderberry lemonade to some of the stuff we put out.
You know, I mean, I'm all over the place. My buddy's son got his Roughnecks flag signed by.
Nice.
Outstanding.
That's
Look
pretty
at that. That is pretty cool. I like the fact.
gotta respect
yeah,
The
you got to
Rock.
respect the Rock. He's doing some good stuff. But I mean, it's kind of it. I
Breakfast
mean,
or no?
I normally no, full disclosure, I travel around to a lot of different accounts, whether they're convenience stores, grocery stores, whatever. My Monday, Wednesday, Friday breakfast consists of a kielbasa and cheese kolache from HEB
Okay.
and some form of either energy drink or cold
Okay,
coffee.
there you
If it's
go.
cold coffee, I'm going Black Rifle, obviously,
Yes,
because I sell it.
obviously. Yes.
But
you can't go wrong with Black Rock.
No, and it really just depends on where I'm at. I mean, there's little places on my route that I get certain stuff, and I may not eat breakfast. I more or less may eat brunch that day, like at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
When I'm kind of on the downhill slide of my day, because I mean, I get finished anywhere between 2 and 3 most
Right.
days, except for Fridays where I walk in 5 or 6.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
But I mean, not too bad. I mean, there's
No,
times that I'll
nothing
walk.
crazy.
Yeah, and there's times that I walk through that Brandy just happens to wake up and she'll be like, "Hey, are you fixing to walk out the door?" I'll be like,
Yeah.
maybe. So those are always fun moments.
Yeah, right. Oh God, what are you doing up?
What are you doing up?
So this one is kind of more or podcast related
Okay.
or live show related.
Okay.
Where we're at now, knowing what you know now, what's one piece of advice you would give someone just starting out in this world of live shows or podcasting?
Stick with it. That's the biggest advice, because you're gonna see those times where you start out and you're gonna start out gangbusters. You're gonna start out with like 200, 400 followers, and then you're gonna go stagnant for a little bit. Stick with it when you go stagnant, because like if we would have based everything off of numbers, we'd have
Yeah.
stopped a year ago.
Oh, for
I
sure.
mean, let's be honest. It took us a while to hit 500, and now I think newest numbers were at 631. I think. So, I mean, that's just follow. I mean, views. I mean, we've jumped tremendously. There's times where we reach 12,000 people a month. There's times where we reach 30,000 people a month. I mean, it just depends on what time. And don't be afraid with your content either. I mean, you may think it sounds stupid in your head. People may enjoy the shit out of it.
They might.
I mean, there's
Who
stuff
knows?
that we've done that's, you know, a little out there from time to time. I mean,
But there's a niche for everything.
there is, and there's a place for everything.
Right.
So that's
like
the biggest. Stick with it. If you're gonna start it, stick with it. You know, and just go. Just see where it goes.
So
Nah.
I asked you
I asked me.
before the show,
Okay.
pre-show,
Okay.
to give me your 3 favorite whiskeys.
Okay.
You gave me Angel's Envy,
Yes.
Balcones Lineage,
Yes.
Andalusia Revenant Oak.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you, you have to shoot one, drink one neat, and you have to drain pour the last one. What are your choices?
Drain pour, like pour it out.
Yep, you got it. So it's kind of the whole fuck, marry, kill,
Okay.
but we're going to do shooter.
I wish you'd asked me that
sipping.
question as opposed to what you asked me, but
So you have to shoot one.
Okay.
You have to sip one neat, and you
Okay.
have to drain pour the other.
so
Put them on the spot.
I know, put me on the spot. So I'm as much as it pains me to say this, drain pouring Angel's Envy,
Okay.
shooting Balcones Lineage, sipping Andalusia's Revenant Oak.
Okay. We got through that very painless.
No, well, painless for you maybe. Wasn't painless for me, because I hated to say that I drain pour Angel's Envy. 'Cause-
Right? How bad does that feel?
Well, I feel that's probably that might be the most expensive bottle out of those 3, maybe. Death Wish, I like Death Wish too. I have Death Wish pods at the house, but
Yeah,
like
Death
I
Wish
said,
is
as a
good.
guy that sells Black Rifle coffee,
Right.
I kind of
Yeah.
stay a little loyal.
Right.
I mean, my
I feel the
energy,
same. I mean-
my energy drink game is all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had everything from Ghost to G Fuel to Bangs to Red Bull. Not a big Monster guy. I mean, I like their Pipeline Punch, but for the most part, I kind of stay loyal to what I sell.
Yeah.
Of course, I did try an interesting one today. It's called P10. HEB has it.
Okay.
They have different ones. The one I had was a Watermelon Wave, which was for hydration and recovery, and then the Blue Raz, I think, was stamina and endurance. don't know which kind of stamina and endurance it's talking about, but we might find out later. Maybe.
Death Wish does make good coffee.
Death Wish makes a good coffee.
I mean, and you kind of turned me onto it with where you're at now. Black Rifle, obviously, if I'm grabbing a can, I love the shit out of Black Rifle. I even went out of my way to go to the new Black Rifle that was in Houston.
Yes.
Bought some of their little pods.
So I'm curious. So you're in the minority of most people, okay?
Okay.
So
You're not supposed to ask me questions tonight.
but I can because I'm half of this. So about 3 weeks ago, I guess it was.
Yeah.
You got some new Black Rifles that have barely hit the market, and I'm curious on your thoughts on both of them because you had the 15-ounce Vanilla Bomb and the 11-ounce Salted Caramel.
I like the salted caramel. The Vanilla Bomb's a little sweeter than what I typically would like.
I got you because I hadn't had the Salted Caramel yet.
The salted caramel was good.
Okay.
It was really good. All right, let's see.
I think it's about time for a new spring cutter. That's what the wife's going to want to hear.
So this question kind of leans into the Fab Four that we have tonight, and then I've got one more.
Shit, we have a Fab Four?
What?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
We don't have to do it.
Well, no, I can probably do one on the fly, depending on what the topic is. It's been a long week, man.
Fuck yeah.
It's been a long week.
So, where'd it go? I done lost my question. Oh, what was your first job?
My first job was cleaning up and bagging ice at a small convenience store grocery store in Evadale, Texas.
Like, actually putting ice in a bag and
Yes.
tie
Yes.
That's a thing?
Yes, it was then.
Wow.
You got to
I just thought it
understand.
came that way, and you throw it in the.
You
in
got to
the
understand.
ice?
My first job was probably 1996.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that was like my
I was
freshman year of high
10.
school. Yeah, thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome, buddy.
Made me feel old as shit.
Oh shit.
I was 10.
Right. All right. So this one I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot.
Okay.
I wanted to do it in the beginning, but we got distracted with the whole 10th Mountain Whiskey thing.
It's a good distraction to have.
So right. I call this the 2-minute warning.
Okay.
This is the basic stuff that I didn't ask you.
Okay.
Name, married, what is your origin story? 2-minute warning. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and whatever you feel is necessary, that's what I want you to say.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Go. 41 years old,
Okay.
married,
Okay.
almost 14 years in May. 2 kids, 9-year-old, 6-year-old. I have one of my parents left, my mother. I have one sibling, my brother, who lives in Mount Bellevue. Just your average kind of guy. I mean, I'm the same guy you see whether I'm at some kind of charity event, whether it's within the city or if I'm at the chamber banquet, whatever. I'm the same guy all the time. I don't try to put on airs. I don't try to be something I'm not. I just go through life and do what I do. I'm feeling pretty good at my job. I've been in that industry for almost 20 years now with the whole direct store delivery DSD type thing.
You enjoy it?
I do. I enjoy the interaction and the fact that I'm not in the same place for very long. I mean, I like the bouncing around part of it because, I mean, I service anywhere from 10 to 13 stores a day on different days, and I'm in different areas. Like one day I'm in Mid-County, the next day I'm in Beaumont.
1 minute.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, I like what I do. I like the project that is the Functional Gentleman that we do. I like whiskey. I like cigars, obviously, because I do this. But other than that, I'm kind of low key, really. I mean, I'm not fake. At least I don't feel I'm fake. I mean, some people will tell you, oh, he's probably fake, but no. I live up to every moniker. There's a reason I'm referred to as full-bodied, and not only because the fact that I'm walking around at 305, but the fact that I like cigars and all that stuff. Some people tell you that 305 is bullshit, but I weighed myself the other day on my scales, which are calibrated with my doctors. 305.7 is what they are as of Thursday morning.
And you're not ashamed to say it.
No, I'm a pretty good sized guy. So
7, 6, 5.
you can count it down.
All right,
It's fine.
we're good. Very nicely done, sir.
I took less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. So let's do this. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about the Fab Four that I brought up
Okay.
was firsts.
Okay.
So
I remember this one now.
yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't have to be your specific ones.
I can go into
but
mine.
Your Fab Four.
I'm actually going to pull up the text message to have some
In
examples
general,
to work off of.
what do you think are the firsts that people should really enjoy, or maybe the 4 that you would want to relive, or just in general? I'm not saying you've got to explain your first kiss, but if you think a first kiss is something people should really enjoy as a first, say it.
That's my
But
wrong text message.
so while you do that,
Uh-huh.
and you kind of think about it, is there a question that I didn't ask tonight that you would have liked to answer, or is it something you want to tell everybody about you?
I'm an open book.
Yeah, and you said that, and it really is true. I mean,
I don't hide anything. If you think I'm an asshole, hey, that's your opinion. If you think I'm the nicest guy in the world, that's
Right.
your opinion too. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. Not all of them are popular, but we all have them. That's what makes us people, and that's what makes us different. You can literally get into an argument with someone and then be friends with them the next day. You and I have gotten in arguments over the years. Still Austin. Jordan Kaiser.
what is going on, dude?
I gotta make the trip out to Austin. I keep telling myself,
Ryan was just out there to see y'all at Still Austin, and I'm super jealous. Man, we ain't talking since Whiskey Fest.
I know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of looking forward to our role in Whiskey Fest this year. We need to obviously get with the Mike Williams and the Mike Wright
Yes.
and figure out what our role is going to be. But
For
I'm
sure.
kind of
But
excited.
Jordan, that means y'all have to be back out there.
Yes, and you have to make sure you bring the backdrop with the whole
And
Longhorn thing on it.
Oh God, no.
What do you mean,
But
oh, God,
Jordan,
no?
y'all need to be out there early enough, and both of y'all on the show.
Well, I think we'll be out later.
Probably.
From
We'll be
what
out there
I understand. I think
probably
we're
all
going to do
day.
later. Yeah, I think we're going to do the later thing this year. There's another comment on there for something. I don't know what the crap it is. Still Austin was great. I'm curious. So has he been to Fierce Whiskers yet? Not to steal anything from Still Austin, but I know they're in that same area.
Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought you went.
I think he's
if I'm
already
not
been.
mistaken.
Because they were super bougie when I walked in. Super bouge.
So I'm going to go ahead and admit I still haven't cracked the Still Austin gin, but Ryan had nothing but glowing things to say about the gin.
I got to get into the whole gin game. I'm not really
I don't
a
like
gin
gin.
guy. I'm not a gin guy.
And I told Ryan, I was like, look, I planned on bringing it to the next get together.
Keep in touch and contact me before y'all come visit. New backdrop.
What?
And new permanent company slogan.
Oh,
God, I
new
like
slogan.
It. I like it. We may have to put Jordan on the collab cam. Send me your email and a text. Wait a minute. He doesn't have my cell phone number. Never
We
mind.
will-
I'll text you. I'll figure it out.
We'll definitely let you know. We have talked about it several times, getting up there and visiting. And whenever we got the photos from Ryan the other day, it immediately was like, damn it, we really do need to get out there.
Damn you, Scuba Steve.
Yeah, we really do need to get out there.
Damn you, Scuba Steve.
But yeah, definitely in the plans. We'll definitely be out there, and we'll have a good time.
I love it.
But yeah, so Ryan said I need to crack their gin. I'm still skeptical.
Still skeptical about the gin.
Were you able? Did you pull up the text? You have it. Are you ready?
I have it. Sure, let's shoot. I got it.
All right. So this is Fab Four firsts.
Okay.
Number 4, first love, and I'm not talking about like puppy love or you think you're in love. I'm talking about your first true love. I think that's something everybody needs to cherish and remember.
So it was a little later in life for me. I was probably 22, maybe 23. She and I went to high school together. I went off to East Texas Baptist. She found her biological father and went to Florida. Came back. We ran into each other in a Walmart of all places. Kind of started talking. Next thing I know, we're engaged, and shit kind of fell sideways after that.
Very nice.
So.
And then you met Brandy.
Well, no, actually, there was another one in between. Yeah.
Well, and you say later in life.
So your boy, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, your boy was engaged 3 different times.
Wow, very nice.
So there was the first one.
Before?
Oh no, there was the first one. There was the second one, and then there was Brandy.
Okay.
Brandy's the one. Third time was the charm.
Right, third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time was the charm for your boy.
So, and you say you don't. I bet, Jordan. We'll see about that. I'll do one of my TikTok and real videos.
We may have to get together. Yeah. Can we mix shit with gin?
Well, that's why I said I was gonna bring it to the next get together with Ryan, because he makes that pretty purple sparkly drink that the girls like.
Drink me.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
That's what it's called.
I told him I'm gonna bring it, let him do whatever he does, so the girls can enjoy it. But he was like, no, you need to pop it open and try it because it's legit.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see.
We may have to figure out something over the weekend.
We'll do a short form video.
Yeah,
and we'll post it all over Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever.
We'll figure out something.
So not to sound fucking cheesy and corny, but
God.
you said it was late in life for you. It was legitimately late in life for me because, I mean, I was engaged once before Dana.
Okay.
But it was not
Pleasant.
no. So whenever I say Dana was like my first love, like I'm legit like seeing her. Whenever I turn around, seeing her walk through the doors. Whenever we were getting married, I joked all the time, like, "What a bunch of pussies crying at your wedding."
No,
dude, I bawled like a fucking baby.
I was there. I watched.
I cried.
You cried.
So
a lot.
for me, I think everybody needs to get to experience that first real true love. Because we got married 2018. So what is that? 5 years.
Yeah.
So I was 31.
Okay.
Or yeah. So I was late in life.
Yeah, I was
before
20,
I truly experienced and figured out what that was.
I was 28 when Brandy, almost 29. No, almost 28.
Yeah.
Because we got married in 2009. I was born in 81. Do some quick math real quick. Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Math is hard. 2009 minus 1981. I was 28, roughly 28 when I got married.
Shout out Jordan for continuing to be a brand rep.
Oh, I know.
Like doing his thing,
Yeah,
selling
for
it.
sure. Yeah, sell it. I did that on a post with Good Times. I tried to sell our merch.
I know.
Go figure. I tried to sell merch.
All right, so number 3 for me is your first real home.
I don't go number 3 on. So my number 3 is probably the first time I actually lived alone.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of later in life as well. Because,
Right.
I mean, I always kind of had a parent, my brother, whoever around the house.
Yeah.
But the first time I actually lived alone, like completely by myself, nobody else but a dog, I was roughly 24,
Probably about the same for me.
25, somewhere in there. So
my thing with the
Because you
first
learn-
home,
'cause you learn real quick.
Like it sucks when you get those bills in the mail and you're like, fuck, I gotta do this all by myself.
Well, it does suck, but the thing I always looked forward to is the fact that, like, so I had a pit bull, and that pit bull would drink beer with me, love me unconditionally. And we went through a case of Corona one night that was quite fun. But
Hell yeah.
knowing that when you walk in the door, that dog's going to love you regardless of what kind of shit day
Oh,
you
for
had,
sure.
that's a good feeling. So it kind of makes it worth it living by yourself at that point.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
So the idea behind, because living in the house that we live in now, that I live in, this is the first time I've been a homeowner
yeah.
with my wife. For me, it was so. This is gonna sound stupid as shit, but you'll understand.
Nothing sounds stupid coming out of your mouth, sir.
When I moved in, there was a fuck ton of dead grass patches. Like it was brown, it was dirt. When I finally had green grass throughout that entire yard, I was so excited.
You and I could not be on two different ends of the spectrum. So full disclosure, dude cuts his grass, your boy pays somebody to cut his grass. Which we
I
started.
was so excited to grow grass in my own yard.
Which we started that whenever I did oilfield service work because I was never at home.
And maybe, yeah.
And we've stuck
which
with
is
it ever since.
Understandable. And maybe it's not finally growing your own grass for you or for anybody out there, but the experience, as much as it sucks being a homeowner,
If I
because
could
you're
get
responsible
away,
for everything.
If I could get away with it, this whole property would be concrete.
See, that's sad.
I hate
But-
grass.
And the
It
homeowner
itches,
thing sucks.
It
We all know
causes dirt.
we know the homeowner
Sucks.
thing sucks. You got to fix shit
Yes.
yourself. You don't have a landlord anymore.
Yes.
You're paying money, but there's that one little thing or that something that is super exciting for everybody when you finally own your own home.
Yes.
Whether maybe you laid your own tile, or you finally grew grass in your backyard, or whatever it may be. There's always that moment like, yeah, I own my own home. I did that. So I think that's something people should experience.
That's a good one. I can relate to that one somewhat.
All right, so number 2,
Okay.
first drink. And I went 2 different directions in my example on this
Okay.
one. So my very, very, very first drink, I was like way too little.
That was a 13-year-old Zima, I think, if I remember the story.
Well, there was a time before that.
Okay.
But this was not knowing any better. So my great grandma used to drink Milwaukee's Best.
Ooh.
And she kept them in the bottom drawer of her refrigerator. And I was way too young, didn't know no better. I don't really remember a whole lot of it. Maybe I thought it was
You
like
would
a
have been
Coke.
better off mainline and horse piss straight from the pecker.
But I mean, wow.
Like God's honest truth.
Okay. Maybe I just didn't know any better, but I remember grabbing one
Yeah.
and cracking it open, trying to drink it, and and maybe that's why I'm not a huge beer fan
That's
these
probably
days.
it.
But I remember that.
You started out with shit
So-
beer, number 1. Number 2, you just know.
So my first official time to drink an alcoholic beverage, I was way too young again, but I was under adult supervision until I wasn't.
Until I wasn't.
So it was like Zima and Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Ooh.
I was like, okay, let's get this out of the way. I was in like 7th or 8th grade,
Instant heartburn, by the way.
and I was with not my dad.
Not I was with
Let's
not
get that
my
out of the
dad.
way. I was under adult supervision until it wasn't, because they were drinking as well.
Okay.
I saw what they were drinking, and I saw where it was, and I thought, well, shit, if they can drink it, so can I.
Honey badger.
So I was keeping an empty Mike's Hard Lemonade or whatever bottle.
Yeah.
And I was pouring like vodka or whatever hard liquor, not knowing any better. I thought it was the same as this shit.
No.
Kept pouring. It was New Year's. As the ball dropped, so did my stomach,
So
and
did-
I puked
so-
everywhere.
As the ball dropped, so did Bucky.
Yes.
God.
Puked everywhere. Not my dad carried me to the bathroom. Bad experience. But I think everybody needs to experience that. Whether you're 13, 18, 21, you got to go through that first drink.
I got you.
You're number 2.
My number 2, probably first trip out of the U.S.
Okay.
Just because it has a lot of obviously it has a lot of sentimental value. Be proud of your grass.
See, Ryan gets me.
Good for Ryan.
Watch, next time we go over, we're going to have like an hour conversation about grass.
Y'all are gonna be talking about grass, and I'm gonna be
And
sitting
y'all are
there
going to
like,
sit over there like, what, seriously? How old are y'all?
Y'all are old. Y'all are ridiculous.
65-year-old men sitting around talking about our grass.
But to me, it was the first time I traveled out of the country.
Okay.
Because it was my honeymoon. I was freshly married. I went to an all-inclusive resort in the Dominican Republic. Bought a cigar while I was there. Actually, bought several cigars while I was there. Smoked a couple while I was there. Brought some back. It's a good time.
Very
And like
nice.
I said, the fact that I was newly married kind of helped that. And,
Yeah, I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm
So
sure.
that's my number 2. First time traveling out of the country.
So my number 1 is, so that was a 2-parter. This is a 3-parter.
Oh, God.
So my number 1 is first car.
Okay.
I think everybody remembers their first car. You were probably super fucking excited, whether it was a piece of shit or not.
Oh, mine was a piece of shit. We nicknamed it the Tin Man. I'll piggyback off of you just this part of it at least.
Okay.
So my first car was a 1992 Mercury Topaz 2-door
Hell yeah.
that was gray originally, but it had like the paint streak down the hood and the roof. So I decided in my mother's garage I was going to rattle can it.
Oh,
And
no.
what I thought was silver turned out to be aluminum.
Ooh.
Because apparently you boys color ignorant,
All
which
right.
I've said that multiple
Yes, you
times.
have.
I'm color ignorant. So that car got nicknamed Tin Man because it literally looked like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. But then it also got named El Bato because of the fact that it was a Tin Man colored car with blue neons all the way in
Shut
it.
up.
Yes.
Oh, you're so cool.
Oh, and not only that, I had the 412s in the
Oh,
trunk,
yeah.
the Dynamat.
Oh, for
Yes.
sure. Mine was a Ford Bronco.
The OJ Bronco?
The only difference was mine had the blue stripe down the side,
Okay.
down both sides, not all white.
I like
But
the OJ Bronco.
same thing. Had to have the system. Dude, I had 12s in the back.
Yes.
Upgraded my door speakers. Had the dumb, stupid radio CD player in the dash.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Did it big.
Yep.
So my second part of that
Second part.
is the first car I financed. I think that's something.
I
That's
can't
a first
I
that
can't
is
get
crazy.
down with you on that one because, well, I
It
can't.
was a big deal for me.
I can and I can't because so the first car that I financed was a brand new off the showroom floor Ford Ranger single cab.
Very nice.
No, because I totaled it before I made
no.
the first payment on it.
What?
I got in an accident
Did
in
not know
Evadale.
that.
Yes, I got in an accident in Evadale.
Really?
I was with my dad.
See, this is why you're on the hot seat.
Yes. he was feeling no pain, we'll say it like that.
Okay.
I was not paying attention, young driver.
Yeah.
I rear-ended the ass end of a dump trailer.
Oh,
and I
shit.
swerved last minute, so I took the brunt of it. So the hole from the middle of the hood of this Ranger to the driver's side was all caved
Gone.
in.
Wow.
When my mother saw it, because we had to go take my system out of it because I had 212s, a CD player, all that shit. There's a theme that goes along with
You
me
were so
having
cool.
systems
You were
and being
so cool.
deaf all at the same time. When my mom saw how twisted the frame was, she puked.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I had a guy, and the guy's name is Todd Moss, who was an EMT at the time, and he was first on scene because it was in Evadale, and he worked for, I think, Acadian at the
Yeah.
time. Todd told me flat out, he said, I don't see how you
I don't know
survived. He's like, I don't see how you made it. He said, your dad, I can understand that. Your dad's been drinking since lunch. You, on the other hand, I don't see it. You took the brunt of it, number one. My dad's side of the car, clean.
Really?
No issues.
Crazy.
My side's caved
All
the
of it.
fuck in.
All of it.
Yes.
Mine was a Chevy Cruze. I'm sure you remember the car.
I do. I remember.
Paid way too much for it.
See?
B, had a dumbass interest rate because I was a dumbass youngin'. So I didn't have the greatest credit at that time.
We all had those kind of interest rates.
So I had a crazy ass interest rate. It was a little Chevy Cruze.
Okay, sidebar. Weirdest car you've ever financed? I have two of them.
Well, I don't have one that I've ever financed.
Okay.
But if you want to throw that into it, it was my yellow Ford Ranger Splash.
Okay.
You know, it had like the
Yeah.
the body well,
Yes.
like where it went around the wheels.
Yes.
It was bright fucking yellow.
Yes.
I love that truck.
So-
I didn't sell it until I financed my Chevy Cruze.
So the weirdest ones for me was when Brandy and I got together. I don't know if you remember this or not. We had a Toyota Matrix
That must have been like
off the
a little
showroom,
before
off the
me.
showroom floor.
A fucking
white.
Matrix? Really?
Yes, that's
Why?
that's what we could afford.
I sold Toyotas, bro.
That's what we could afford.
When was that?
Oh God, 2010, 2009.
So I was in the car business for about well, if it was 2009, I had just gotten in. If it was 2010, I was in it for about a year.
Second weirdest one I financed, which cost me a crap ton of money, a 2008 Honda Ridgeline that within the first year
Isn't that
of
a front wheel drive truck?
yes.
Why?
So within the
Can we
first
say
year of
that?
me
Why?
having this, I bought it from Mike Smith. Okay.
I gotta go pee.
Within the first year of me having this, I had to replace the ignition in it. The ignition went out. You know how much an ignition for a Honda is? Try about $1,300. So yeah, made some dumb mistakes in life, but that's what makes me who I am. I mean, I've lived from stuff. So it's always a good thing when you sit and reminisce, when you have these episodes and you sit and kind of reminisce on what you did and what makes you who you are. Because that truck was, I thought it was cool as shit because it was kind of the weirdest and neatest vehicle I ever owned in life, but it wasn't the one that I regret. So everybody has that one vehicle they regret getting rid of. I can tell you right now what mine is. So my thing I'm talking about is the one vehicle you regret getting rid of.
Oh shit. Okay.
So mine, and I think you were around for this because I know Dana was, because Dana's been in this vehicle before.
Okay.
A F-150
Nope.
quad cab, white, 4-wheel drive with turn downs and glass packs. This thing sounded like a beast. No system, but it sounded like a beast.
I'm
As a
not
matter of
gonna lie.
fact, that's the truck. You've heard me talk about the Omaha incident, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll kind of fill our viewers
Yeah.
in. So our mutual buddy
Keith Stone, a.k.a. Keith Toller.
That better, baby.
Yes.
Yes.
We were at a house party in Spurger, of all places, one night. And we were playing beer pong. Keith and I had won like 8 games straight. We started drinking hard liquor at that point because we were trying to give everybody else an advantage. Next thing I know, my lovely sister-in-law is skipping down the hall with a bottle of Bud Light Platinum. Bottle slides out of her hand, goes through this guy's bedroom, into his bathroom, and shatters his mirror in his bathroom. At that point, I looked at Keith because Peyton Manning was real big at this time. I said, bro, Omaha, Omaha, Omaha. I called the wife. So the wife was here having a movie night with Dana and Mackenzie.
Oh, no.
I called the wife and said, hey, shit just got sideways. I need you to come get me. She's like, Roy, if I come get you, who's driving your truck? I said, who's with you?
Yeah, who's with you?
Dana and Mackenzie. I said, Mackenzie can drive
Somebody,
my truck. It's
anybody, it
fine.
doesn't matter.
And Mackenzie's like, I'll drive that truck.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, that's the infamous Omaha story that I've talked about
Yes.
multiple times.
So Clint chimed in with his first vehicle. It was a
85 Bronco.
1985 Bronco. So mine, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was a 96.
Okay.
But let's be honest, there wasn't a whole lot of change in the
No,
Bronco in that
there was
10-year period.
There was not.
It was both the big body. I don't know if Clint. I don't know if yours would, but the back half of mine,
Yeah.
you could take the top off.
Yes.
I don't know why.
That's crazy.
But yeah, you could take the back half of it off and rock it as a not truck because there wasn't nothing there except for 2 seats that are now out in the open.
Yeah, I've had 2 Jeeps in my life. I get
You
that all
know,
too
yeah.
well.
But it was dumb because the front
Soft tops are so much easier, by the way.
But you had that little bit of
Yes.
cab.
Yes. Yeah, that little bit. Just enough cab to keep you dry in a rainstorm.
Don't understand it.
I don't either.
I didn't
I
understand
think
it.
there's another comment underneath
Okay.
that at least.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yep.
Okay, so the third part of my number one first car, as a car salesman,
Okay.
every car salesman, and if you don't, then I apologize because you had a bad experience. But I remember the very first vehicle I sold whenever I got into the car business. It was a 2006 Jeep Wrangler 4-door silver.
Okay. Oddly enough, I had one of those, but it wasn't a 6. It was a 14.
And I didn't sell it to you. It was an
No.
older gentleman.
No, I bought mine from Texas Direct in Stratford. I drove all the way to Stratford to get my ride.
But that's as getting into the dealership business in 2009.
Yeah.
And knowing that I'm still in it now, granted in a different industry.
Right.
That's one of those weird things that just always sticks with you.
Okay.
Do you have a number one?
Ooh. Not that I can talk about. I'll say it like that. There was one.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
No, not that. It was
okay.
actually first time I almost got arrested. I'll say it like that. The statute of limitations is out on it, obviously, because it happened a long time ago. But it was a fun night.
That's a first that you could put on this list. And if I were to have an honorable mention, the first time you go to jail, that's something you don't forget.
But I mean, that's the one I don't forget. But my favorite, and I'm gonna sidebar this. So my favorite first, obviously, I pulling the sentimental card, the dad card.
Oh God!
I know the birth of my kids is probably the biggest first for me.
Is that a first that you think every person should go through?
I think so. I mean, if you're able, I mean, God forbid if you're able, but because it was so totally different, man. So like Brady and I had dinner here.
And you were in the room for both.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll go a little long on this one, but I'll tell you up front what's going on with it. So with Braden, it was at the evening. We just finished dinner, and Brady's like, I don't feel good. And I was like, okay, well, go take you a hot shower.
Yeah.
You know, she's big pregnant at this time because it's August. I said, go take you a shower. Maybe you'll feel better. I'm going to lay down, but I already had a bag packed because your boy had a hunch something was going to go sideways.
It's getting close.
Yeah. So about probably 2 hours later, she says, hey, I called Mom. She's going to take me to the hospital. I think I'm going into labor. And I was like,
Oh.
okay.
Crap. What?
So my mother-in-law, bless her heart, and she tells this story differently than I do, by the way, so bear with me.
Yeah.
She's going through Lumberton at 35 miles an hour with her hazards on.
What?
So I literally call them and I'm like, hey, can you pull over at Do Good?
Yeah, pull over. It's my turn.
I get in the car. I'm doing the speed limit through Lumberton. The second I hit Lumberton city limits, I wrap that F-150 out.
You felt that
hauling
torque.
ass. I literally come in sideways in St. Elizabeth. My wife, I think, is going into labor. I checked her in. They sent her up to the room. I said, what room is she going to? Got the room number. Went and parked my truck. Come back and was walking to the door. My mother-in-law was walking to the door at the same time as I am. And she's like, well, you're just now getting here? I was like, no, she's already checked in and in a room. You're a little behind. And this is at mind you, 9:30 at night. Braden was born at 2:15 in the morning.
Okay.
8 days early.
Right.
Dog tired. I had worked the day before. Exhausted. There was a picture at one point. I think my mom still has it. So after Braden's born, I'm laying in one of those couches in the room, asleep. My cell phone is draped across my forehead, and it's ringing, and I don't even move. I was that tired. I was ridiculously exhausted. Okay. My daughter, on the other hand, scheduled C-section.
Right.
On time.
Yeah.
Knew about it.
Right.
Went and took the wife out for Valentine's Day the day before. Went and saw one of the 50 Shades of Grey movies. Don't remember which one it was, but saw it. No brown chicken, brown cow afterwards.
Obviously.
I tried. God bless me. I tried. But the sad thing about it is she's like, well,
E for effort, sir.
She's like, I don't feel like it. I was like, well, you can't get pregnant because you're already pregnant. But yeah, it didn't go over well.
That's
so,
funny.
Yeah, 7:15, the
That's
day after
funny.
Valentine's, my lovely daughter decided to grace the world with her presence, and they were both interesting. So I tell you that story to sidestep into this other story. Both my kids were C-sectioned, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them. With Braden, Dr. Bost is here, and I'm here. I know more about my wife's insides than she does. Second child, mind you, there's like a 4.5 year gap between Braden and Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Bost has this chair sitting by Brandy's head. His head nurse looks at me and she goes, you sit in that chair. You do not get up. When we show you the baby, you can take pictures. But we remember 4 years ago where you were standing up looking at insides and stuff like that. You're not doing that shit today.
But I want to touch it.
So, yeah. So the fact that I left that kind of impression with that staff was pretty fun.
That's funny.
So, good times. Good times.
Weirdo.
I know. I like stuff like that. I don't know why. Like, blood and guts don't bother me, but I'm not gonna lie, I got a little queasy when they took part of Brandy's intestines, just kind of put it on the
Moved it?
because they have that little barrier thing
Right.
that's there, and they just
Pushed it over.
this here, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay. We'll put this back in later. We'll put
I
that
will,
over
so
there.
it's funny you mentioned that because I literally asked Boss, I'm like, hey, how do you know you're putting it back right? And he just kind of looked at me, he's like, are you serious right now? I was like, part of it's because I'm delirious because it's like 3.
Right.
At this point, it's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I've been up, mind you, since 3 o'clock. So I've been up a full 24 hours with the exception of probably 45 minutes. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Tired dude.
You got one of them things for
I'm
tonight?
pulling up one of them things. I need you to plug some stuff, though. We need to definitely shout out the boys at 10th Mountain.
And I just did in the comments.
Those guys were phenomenal. I love the fact. I'm not going to lie.
Ryan and Brian.
I need a barrel head in my life.
That'd be awesome. And I'm not joking. Like, I enjoyed what they sent.
Yes.
B, love the fact that they joined us.
Yes.
We didn't schedule. I promise you, and we've never lied to you before, and we're not going to start now. That was not scheduled at all. Crazy.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank you for showing us the distillery, sharing the information you did. Again, I'll go ahead and plug their website. It is 10thwhiskey.com.
Yes.
You can get merch. You can order bottles direct to consumer. They've got their story on there. They've got a little bit of information about each and every one of their offerings, and they've got a bunch.
I'll have to look and see if they do hats.
They've got a couple hats. They
Okay.
got some shirts. They got the onesie that says "Drinking Buddy," which is hilarious. They've got the bourbon, the honey. Like it's it's maple. Maple syrup finished in bourbon, and then the honey finished in bourbon barrels.
Interesting.
They got a lot of cool stuff on there, as well as we do on
Yes.
FunctionYourWay.live. We've got a bunch of great shirts.
Check
some
liver
hats.
light. Yep.
The Check Liver Light's on there. The Speakeasy shirt's on there now.
Speakeasy shirt's legit.
Um,
I might actually get
we
with
got a
you
bunch of cool
Sunday
stuff.
and put together an order.
We've got a bunch of great stuff. It's FunctionYourWay.live.
I've been trying to save my money because I'm paying for half a cow at some point in life.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's weird.
Who would have ever thought you'd be saying I'm paying for half a cow?
Yeah.
But they've got a bunch of great stuff. We can't thank them enough for joining us tonight.
Especially on the fly
Super
like
awesome
they did.
on the
that's
fly.
what was amazing to me. Was on the fly.
As always, the comments have been amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for all chiming in, tuning in.
Yes.
And just in comment, being a part of the show. That's one of my favorite. I've said it before. That's one of my favorite parts about this.
You
is
like
we
the
react.
interaction,
Yeah,
yeah.
we react as y'all comment, and that's something nobody else is doing. We love it to death.
Sorry,
Couldn't
it's
thank
past
y'all
my
enough.
bedtime.
I'm boring, Roy. I'm
No,
gonna let him do the thing.
It's past my bedtime.
I'm gonna hit it. I can't hit it. I'm gonna say it.
Do it.
You ready?
Sure.
Let's call for alcohol.
When I drink alcohol, everyone says I'm an alcoholic. When I drink Fanta, no one says I'm fantastic.
I like it. Very nice, sir.
Yes, I try.
As always, we've been the Functional Gentlemen.
Yep.
You've been amazing.
Yes.
Hashtag Function Your Way.
Yes.
Hashtag for the fans. Hashtag 2023 Year of the Gentleman.
Hashtag hot seat.
Hashtag Hot Seat. Y'all tune in next week. Actually,
We got
I
to
think.
figure out who's.
I think next week we've actually got, if I'm not mistaken, it's Texas Independence Day the day before our
Okay.
show. So I think we're going to do a little bit of a Texas thing.
Okay.
And then the following week we'll do me or John.
Yeah.
We'll announce that when
we'll
it
figure
comes
that
up.
one
But
out.
y'all come up with some Texas facts, some Texas whiskeys you love. Come up with something Texas themed. We'll have some Texas fun facts. We'll do some Texas whiskey. We'll have a
Two
good
Texas
time.
whiskeys.
Two Texas.
Two
whiskeys.
Texas.
Uh,
Two Texas whiskeys. You almost did it. Look at you. You almost did it. I tried
almost got me on that one.
Almost got you.
But as always, we've had an awesome time
Yes.
tonight. Can't thank you enough.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, share. You know all that jazz.
Yeah,
We're not
we got
those
you.
people.
We
We're
got
not
you.
going to do that
No,
thing.
we're not going to do that thing.
But we'll see you next week.
Yep.
I'm out.
Fantastic.
You out? We
I'm
out?
out.
Let's do this.
My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you.